Good morning.
I just went out. I just switched on. I just went out and came back. Sorry.
That's why. Good morning to all. We'll start our second day of our session seminar on ecosystem restoration in view of World Environment Day. I request Rachit to start the program. Please. Rachit, some problem. I think Vidyashi madam, can you start it?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of NAGARJUNA College of Engineering and Technology, I, Rachit, would like to welcome all the eminent speakers of the Central Pollution Control Board and Prakruthi Institute of Environmental Studies. And I would like to welcome the principal, Dr. Jitendra Nath of the NAGARJUNA College of Engineering. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Shri B.N. Ramesh Kumar, sir, former Chief Environmental Officer, KSPCB, and Chairman of Prakruthi Institute of Environmental Studies. I would like to welcome our beloved Professor and Head of Civil Department of NCET, Dr. D.L. Venkatesh Babu, sir. And I would like to welcome our HOD of Civil Engineering from Presidency University, Dr. Nakul Ramanna, sir. And I would like to extend my warm welcome to all the professors from various colleges and the industrialists who have joined today, and also the students from various colleges and all the other participants of this webinar. As we all know, 5th of June is World Environment Day, which was first celebrated in 1974, and it has been celebrated every year henceforth to raise the awareness of environment and the damage that human activities causes to the ecosystem. There is a tradition of celebrating Environment Day with UN-sponsored theme. Also, every year, a particular host country is chosen by the United Nations. Every year, the theme focuses on a specific topic of environmental concerns. Sometimes it is ocean, sometimes it is soil, species, aquatic life, and pollution, or etc. This year, the theme is set as ecosystem restoration. In this regard, we have arranged a few webinars to help you all understand the importance of ecosystem and its restoration. With this, I would like our HOD DL Venkatesh Babu sir to say a few words.
Yeah, very good morning to all of you. Let me wish all of you happy World Environmental Day. So on the occasion of World Environmental Day celebrations, and jointly we are all organizing the awareness program with respect to the environmental ecosystem. The theme of this World Environmental Day is ecosystem restoration. This is the need of the hour to all of us, and I'm very happy to be a part of this program. Once again, I welcome all the speakers of the day and also all the dignitaries and participants join on behalf of management of NAGARJUNA Group of Institution and my own. I welcome once again. Yesterday, we all enjoyed the series of lectures addressed by Engineer Ramesh Kumar and Engineer Suresh sir, Engineer Balaji sir, and Engineer Nagapal sir. So all are very relevant to the all the research peoples and the participants to how to do research in environment, water analysis, and how to do the testing aspects, how to draw the inferences, all those things. As a day one, I'm happy to share that the 1,000+ viewers, as per the VTube information, viewed as on day, and it is a good response from all the participants. That shows many are interested to equip themselves in the environmental engineering field. Today, let me welcome all the speakers of the day two. The engineer Anjana Kumari, V scientist, D Central Pollution Control Board. She is going to address all of us restoration of water body. The second speaker of the day is Madam Selvi, engineer, scientist, CB, restoration of contaminated sites and reclamation of closed common TSDP for further land use. And the last speaker is a very expert in the area of environmental and engineer Dr. Kumaraswami sir is a director of Prakruthi Institute of Environmental Studies. He is going to address the ecosystem restoration. Shortly is going to join this webinar. I thank all the speakers and the supporting organization for extending support for a successful conduct of this webinar. First, let me thank Engineer Ramesh Kumar, Prakruthi Institute of Environmental Studies, for joining hands with the NAGARJUNA College of Engineering Technology, and also Engineer Srinivas sir, Eco Green Solution System Private Limited, and Engineer Suresh sir, a director from the Central Pollution Control Board, and all officials See, the main cause is to inculcate, transform the information with respect to ecosystem and protection, all those things. I'll thank you once again, all of you. And I will request the coordinator of the day 2 program, please introduce the day 1 speaker. And with the permission of the chairman, you can start the program. Thank you all once again for the given opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And once again, I welcome for this program, and I request Anjana Kumari madam to start the presentation.
Sir, I'll give an introduction of Anjana Kumari ma'am.
Yes, please.
Yes, our first speaker of the day is Srimati Anjana Kumari V. She is a senior environmental engineer and a scientist D in Central Pollution Control Board, Bengaluru. She has studied BE in Environmental Engineering and joined CPCB as Assistant Environmental Engineer in the year 2010. She has worked in Urban Pollution Control Board Division at Delhi and has gained vast knowledge in the field of vehicular pollution and its rules and regulation. She is presently working in Bangalore and is experienced in the field of environmental laws, rules and regulations, environmental awareness, waste management rules, environmental analysis, waste management, and many more. She is skilled in environmental regulatory compliance verification with respect to 17 categories of industries, performance evaluation of common facilities, and auditing of water and air quality monitoring stations. She has contributed in preparation of few technical documents on biofuel, end-of-life vehicles, urban air quality and emission inventory, which is published in CPCB website. Thank you. And ma'am, you can proceed now.
Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning to one and all. I wish you a very happy World Environment Day to everyone. So let us start with the presentation. Okay. Today my topic is on restoration of water bodies guidelines. What the guidelines of CPCB says. So my first slide itself is showing the three pictures of water bodies. First, the actual natural water bodies, how it was and how it was polluted, and what we have to do means reimagine, recreate and restore to get it back our natural water bodies. This is our theme on ecosystem restoration, and you know how the importance of water, and even our body is comprising of 60% of water. Each and every person, without water nobody can live without water. Next, this is a brief environmental progress card of the world. Nearly 4 million children die annually as a result of acute respiratory infection caused by air pollution. WHO estimates that 1 out of every 4 deaths is due to environmental problems. 50 species per year are lost. With this trend in next 50 years, a quarter of species could vanish from Earth. Forests are declining at the rate 5% annually. 1.1 billion people lack access to adequate drinking water. 1 to 4 degrees Celsius rise in the average temperature by 2080. This is our environmental progress card. We will be knowing that when we are going to school or anywhere, even when you are working, you will be showing your progress, how we are progressed. And this is our progress of our environment. See how badly we have polluted our environment, and what are all the results of the progress card. So let me go with the water. Facts on water pollution. 784 million people around the world are without basic water access, and around 80% of India's water is severely polluted. Water being undrinkable, and to rely on illegal, and when water is being undrinkable, when surface water is completely become undrinkable, what we are doing, we are searching for other way, like very expensive or illegal extraction of groundwater. Each year, more than 1.5 million Indian children die from diarrhea because of polluted water. India ranks 120th rank out of 122 countries in terms of water quality. So the chronology of water quality monitoring network in India, I would like to
There is some problem in audio, madam.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir,
Please
actually,
continue.
power went off. Sorry.
Please continue.
Yeah. Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Boards are created under Water Act in 1974 and Air Act in 1981. And CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, started its nationwide water quality monitoring under GERMS and MINAS, Global Environment Monitoring System, and monitoring of Indian National Aquatic Resource System. So later it got changed as now it is under National Water Quality Monitoring Program. It is being executed through state boards and we are having 4,000 in the southern region. So what is the objective of this monitoring? Rational planning of pollution control strategies. Once you are doing monitoring, you will understand what is the quality of water and what is the source of pollution. Then you can plan the pollution control measures or strategies and their priorities, and to assess nature and extent of pollution needed in different water bodies in their part, to evaluate effectiveness of pollution control measures already in existence, to evaluate water quality trend over a period of time, to assess assimilative capacity of a water body, thereby reducing cost on pollution control, to understand environmental fate of different pollutants, and to assess the fitness of water for different users. So then CPCB as CPCB has categorized the water under designated best use. What is there? There is a categorization in 5 classes, that is class A, class B, class C, and class D and class E. So these are all the what are all the criteria parameters considered for drinking water or outdoor bathing, and accordingly on monitoring of water quality, we will classify the water as whether it is falls under class A or class B, class C, or class D or class E. So under this monitoring program, we have identified polluted river stretches. So from the starting of the year from 1988 to 89, we have identified 10 polluted river stretches over the country, and later it got 37 and 86 and 178 and 302, and as on date there are 351 polluted river stretches in the country. How we have identified polluted river stretches, and what is the basic parameter to identify the polluted river stretches is BOD, biological oxygen demand. If BOD is, and we have prioritized the polluted river stretches also, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4, and priority 5. The concentration of BOD is more than 30 mg per liter, then we have categorized that river stretch as priority 1. And if it is between 20 to 30 mg per liter, then it is under priority 2. If it is between 11 to 20 mg per liter, then it is priority 3. If it is 6 to 10 mg per liter, then it is priority 4. If it is between 3 and 6, it falls under priority 5. So in the southern region, there are there are 70 polluted river stretches, out of which Karnataka is having 17 polluted river stretches. So Karnataka's polluted river stretches is falling under priority 3, 4 and 5. There is no polluted river stretches which is falling under 1 and 2. Priority 1 and 2 is given more importance and action plan to be done immediately and everything. And others also which is required action plan also for river rejuvenation, but maximum priority is reviewed at the central level for priority 1 and 2, whereas for priority 3, 4 and 5, there is a river rejuvenation committee is formed by state, by the states, and states are making action plan, and same is submitting to the central level. How the importance has gained under legal frame. So there was an Hindu article published based on the CPCB publication on 17 September 2018 that there are critically polluted structures in the country where CPCB has published. So based on that, National Green Tribunal, which are addressing the environmental related issues, has initiated its Somoto case as 673 for 2018. And under this Somoto case, it has directed the entire states, all the states over the country, to prepare to create a committee for river rejuvenation and to come up with the action plans to restore the polluted river stretches. And here chief secretaries of the each states are made as responsible for preparing action plan and implementation of that action plan. So restoration of river stretches. Let us go through the chronology. So pollution of river Ganga, pollution of river Ganga given rise to that NMGRB, National Ganga River Monitoring Basin Authority. Then river Palar pollution in Tamil Nadu has given rise to polluted pay principle, which has been accepted, and river Yamuna pollution directed to check pollution. So these are all the main river pollution where gained legal importance, and under this it has come for the polluted river stretches entire the country. So what are the sources of pollution? Discharge of untreated sewage, discharge of untreated industrial effluent, dumping of municipal solid waste, plastic waste, biomedical waste and hazardous waste, diversion of river waters, encroachment of catchment areas and floodplains, over-exploitation of groundwater, riverbank erosion due to illegal sand mining. To be fact, so 60% of the water bodies are polluted due to untreated sewage discharge and dumping of solid waste, dumping of municipal solid waste. So after this, under the direction, and it was directed to CPCB to come out with the action plan or concept plan or guidelines to the states, to frame the guidelines for the states for preparing action plan to restore the water bodies. Based on that, CPCB has framed a concept and plan, and followed by indicative guidelines for restoration of water bodies. What was the objective of restoration of polluted concept and plan is, first, for when it comes to river, we know the maximum Indian rivers are non-perennial rivers, that too in South India. So with the objective of enhancement of river flow during the lean period, how to enhance our river flow, we have formed a twofold concept to target enhancement of river flow through intervention on the watershed or catchment areas, for conservation and recharge of rainwater for subsequent releases during lean flow period in a year. Second point is regulation and enforcement of standards in conjunction with the available flow in rivers and allocation of discharges with stipulated norms. Means by construction of watersheds and catchment areas, we can recharge of groundwater. Subsequently, we can release during the lean period, so that the flow will be maintained. Whatever the required flow will be maintained in the river stage entire the year, and the self purification capacity enhances. This is the first concept. And regulation and enforcement of standards. The treated sewage or treated industrial effluents which are discharging to the rivers, we have to ensure 100% compliance with the standards. Then only we will allocate that discharge that then only we will allow the discharges into the river. Then guidelines for restoration. What was the objectives for preparing the guidelines for restoration of water bodies? To make pollution free water bodies and to meet the desired water quality criteria. And second point is to preserve excess water during the monsoon. So to restore and augment storage capacity of water bodies, to serve and enhance groundwater recharge, increased availability of water for different intended purpose. These are all the objectives for guidelines of restoration. So the restoration means there are different phases of restoration, how we can to restore the water bodies into its virginal form. So there are 5 phases. First phase is recognition phase, second is restoration phase, then protection phase, improvement phase, and sustenance phase. Let us see what does recognition phase means. Recognition phase means identification and recognition of problem, means collection and maintenance of historical information relating to the water bodies. For an example, if we take one lake, what was the originality, means historical info, whether it is man-made or it was naturally occurred lake, or then what is the GPS, and it was GPS location and digital map. And hydrological description means what is the area and what is the depth of that lake. And when it comes to catchment description, what are all the drains are joining to the lake, and what are all the sources which made the lake to be alive, and digital mapping of information. Whatever the information is collected, it has to be digitally mapped, like source, what are the sources, and this is the lake, and surrounded by what is there in the surroundings, etc. When it comes to restoration phase, declaring water bodies under this, then we have to analyze the water quality. Then after analyzing, we have to designate under which class the water is falling, whether it is in class A, class B, class C, class D, or class E. If we, based on that, we have to prepare an action plan. That's what. Assessment of water quality for the selected water body. Identification of sources of pollution. Identification of sources of pollution means what are all the discharges point, like sewage discharge or drains. What are the drains joining? What are the sewage drain joining into the lake? And what are the treated industrial wastewater discharge into the drain and surrounding waste manner? How many households are there in the surroundings of the lake? What is the generation of waste? Whether is there proper management of waste, whether waste is managed properly as per the rules and regulations, etc. Then third it comes identification of other associated issues which requires attention means whether buffer zone has been developed around that water body, feasibility of biodiversity park, whether that was a biodiversity park, or whether we can restore it back. Then greenery development, the buffer zone should be developed with the greenery, and introduction of recreational facilities, and provisions for desilting and deweeding activities. This are all comes under restoration phase. When it comes for protection phase, takes care general health of the water bodies and ensures normal functioning. Like preparation, what are all the shortfalls observed in the recognition phase, recognition and restoration phase. For that, we have to prepare an action plan. What is the generation of sewage in that surrounding area? What are all the sewage drains are joining, whether it is treated or not? If it is not treated, what is the quantity of the sewage not untreated, and what is the action plan, whether we can divert that untreated wastewater to again untreated wastewater to for treating. That is an action plan. And what is the time bound? Any action plan should be time bound. If we are giving some action plan, it should be a time bound. Then industrial effluent, where how many industries are falling under the falling surrounding the water body, and whether it is being treated, whether industries have the sufficient effluent treatment system to meet the discharge compliance. Everything has to be checked. If it is not there, then what is our action plan? Whether they have to upgrade with the ETP, and then only the treated wastewater should be discharged. Then waste management. What is the quantity of what is the quantity of waste generation? Whether it is properly collected as per the existing rules and norms. If not, what is our action plan for, like segregation at the source? And it has to be properly segregated, collected, and disposed to the disposal site. Desiltation and deweeding. The water desiltation and deweeding means what are all the waste which has been settled down on the lake water body. It has to be desilted and removed. And deweeding activities has to be removed, and there should be a separate provision for depositing the desilting and deweeding. Once the water is drained, again it has to be sent to the disposal site. These are all the provision. And prohibition of discharge or disposal of waste or washing activities, and action against violators. We have to, and if continuous violation is observed, once it is action plan is prepared and everything, if someone is discharging untreated water, or someone is doing some activities which causes pollution to that water body, we have to initiate an action, like whether as per the rules and laws, whether it has to be penalized or any penalty should be imposed. Such kind of action should be initiated. Stabilization of earthen burns and drainage channel. So we have to stabilize by constructing of earthen burns, so that the flow will be maintained, and no particles, like no particles will flow to clog the for recharge of the water body. Protection drainage basin, including preservation of drainage channels and removal of encroachments and blockades. Encroachment, earlier the colways were built to collect the natural drains, natural waters. Whenever there is heavy rain, the colways are formed to collect it, and it was diverted to lakes and ponds, rivers. And now it has been encroached, so that our natural runoff is not reaching to the not reaching as desired. So that encroachments has to be removed. And then flood control measures. Improvement phase. Overall improvement in the water body and its uses, including resolution of conflicts among competing users of lake resources, taking into account the needs of present and future generation. So improvement should be taken. See, we have enjoyed the nature beauty. We have enjoyed, like in our childhood, we have enjoyed very beautiful water bodies and nature. And what we are giving to our future, we are giving to a polluted and this thing. So before our future generation asks what you are given to us, let us take an initiative. Let us do the restoration plan. This, what are all the things? Adoption of in situ techniques for in situ bioremediation of ponds or lakes. Drain and in situ means, I'll show you an example of some with some videos. It is self-explanatory how it can be done, and how the results are shown. So sustenance phase, once it is improved, once everything is done, then how it has to be sustained. It has to be sustained by creating awareness, giving enough training, promoting public participation. We have to promote the public participation and decide what is the quality of the lake, what is the quality of the river, or what is the quality of the plant, what are the biodiversities, what are the special species which we can see in the particular water body. It needs to be displayed. It needs to be displayed outside. Then these are all the flow chart, whatever I have explained. It is given in the flow chart. So there are some success stories of restoration. Like for example, Chilika Lake. This is the largest lagoon and saltwater lake in the entire Asia, and it was notified in the Ramsar site that which requires emergency which requires immediate restoration, and because of which there is a loss of biodiversity and everything. It was notified in 99, and phase wise they have improved their lake, and as a result of that lake, the lake was made live in 2000 and with the efforts of which was removed from Montreux record by Ramsar Bureau with effect from 11th November 2013. Chilika Lake is the first wetland from Asia to be removed from Montreux record. Montreux record is nothing but Ramsar site. So restoration of Chilika make evident how restoring ecology character of a wetland can result not only in enrichment of biodiversity, but can sustain the livelihood of local communities due to increase in productivity and ecosystem services. So these are some videos. This is a success. How it got restored back, how the public have participated, and what is the
Bengaluru's water crisis hit international headlines 3 years back, when its biggest lake did the seemingly impossible. It started frothing. For a city that was once hailed as the land of 1,000 lakes, this was a wake-up call like no other.
So Bellandur is one of the lakes on the Dakshin Pinakini River. It's one of the biggest lakes in Bangalore. It receives a fairly large volume of untreated sewage, including possibly industrial effluents, and therefore it's in a very bad shape. It froths and foams and it's polluting the groundwater all around.
Alarmingly, about 40% of the city's waste ends up in the Bellandur Lake. That would mean almost 500 million litres a day. This not only creates an anaerobic environment in the water below where methane gets formed, but the foam above becomes the perfect catalyst for a fire to break out. Over the last 4 decades, Bengaluru has lost 4/5 of its water bodies. Driving several resident welfare associations in the city to lead lake revival initiatives in their neighborhood.
It was not actually a choice, because from my balcony I could see this lake and it didn't at all look like what it is today. It was a dying lake, and I felt that If I allowed a lake to die before my eyes, then I am partly responsible for its demise.
It took Usha Rajagopalan, a neighborhood lake activist, about 10 years to rescue the dying Puttenhalli lake in the south of Bengaluru.
ಅಲ್ಲಂತೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡು ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಂಗಲ್ ತರ ಇದೆ ಏನು ಹಾವು.
With the help of neighbors in the larger community, she urged the civic administration to revive the lake. They agreed, while clarifying that its maintenance, however, would be up to its citizens.
ಇದು ದುರಂತ.
In 2010, she pulled in money to form a lake improvement trust with like-minded citizens and carried out an innovation based on low-cost technology and simple science. Using discarded PVC pipes, the group created artificial floating islands, or AFIs.
We did our own research on how to improve the quality of the water, and we zoned in on this principle of hydroponics, where you have people growing money plants in bottles of water. Basically, the roots are absorbing the nutrients from the water and growing. So we extended that into making these what we call the artificial floating islands.
These islands are filled with plastic bottles that have several varieties of biofilter plants growing in them. The roots of these plants help to absorb pollutants like excess nitrogen and phosphorus that enter the lakes along with the sewage, leading to an overgrowth of vegetation and an eventual depletion of oxygen.
See, this is a buffer strip actually. We have left it deliberately. The land is about 5-6 feet inside.
Okay.
We have left it as a buffer strip because this is alligator reef and it is a very good biofilter plant actually.
6 months after introducing AFIs, Usha and her team noticed a discernible improvement in the condition of the lake.
You didn't even need to test the water to see that the quality was improving, because we could see the base, the lake bed, you can see fish, and the birds were coming there, and it was absolutely delightful.
Bengaluru, sitting at the heart of the Indian peninsula at 3,000 feet above sea level, has had lakes since the 8th century. They were built when the city was founded because it lacked a perennial river and received low rainfall. Lakes, in fact, remained the primary source of water for early Bengalurians.
The last lake that was built in Bangalore was Sankey Tank, which was built in the 1890s. And at that point, they essentially said, look, we've run out of space. There is no more space in Bangalore to create another lake. But what they eventually landed up doing was to bring pipe water for the whole city. At that point, the lakes were no longer needed for water, and you saw that, so the lakes became discarded. The entire discourse around lakes changed.
Alongside this decline in the ecological and biological importance of lakes, the 90s also witnessed Bengaluru's transformational journey into the Silicon Valley of the global south. Thankfully, citizen groups like Usha's are doing everything they can today to restart the discourse and revive the former glory of its city's beautiful lakes.
Bellandur is unfortunately, in my opinion, not going to get repaired over the next 5 to 10 years. But there are other smaller and better lakes which are getting treated and which are being revived. The hope lies there.
We are constantly having these programs, all to bring the community together to this lake, to make them understand this lake is important, not only that it is recharging the water table, all the trees are enhancing the green cover, borewells, the number of commercial borewells around this area has zoomed, really gone up, and people can see a difference, They love to come here all the time, but it is no freebies, you have to contribute something to it.
If you're an individual lone citizen activist, you feel very lonely. You feel kind of endangered and threatened and embattled. But if you know that there's someone working in different parts of the country and you can connect together, I think that's what will give these groups really solidarity to move ahead in the future.
Bengaluru's own Jekko Lake is home to these beautiful migratory birds, and it's all thanks to the efforts of the people around here. How? Well, let's find out. Today, I'm with the founder of Jalapotion.
In 2008, this lake was rejuvenated by BDA. Then once the BDA left the lake, because they finished their project and they wound up, that's when we saw a lot of garbage coming in. Like once a whole load of dead chickens was dumped into the lake. Once there was a whole truckload of sanitary waste, diapers and pads, dispense expired medicines. Then people said, just cleaning may not help. Why don't we do something more, We had a MOU, that is a Memorandum of Understanding with BBMP, and today it's a trust of citizens who represent in and around this area.
This 160-acre water body, Jekko Lake, is a biodiversity hotspot. The lake is home to numerous migratory birds with over 200 species of observed birds. Along with that, the proactive people residing around the lake have planted specific trees to provide food and nesting spaces for these winged guests. So now, these areas have become primary spots to sight birds like painted storks, spot-billed pelicans, Eurasian coot, and the grey-headed swamp hen, among other beautiful species. The residents did not just stop at the birds. They have planted medicinal plants for their own use, aromatic plants for pollinators to breed and grow, and also a permaculture garden that grows berries to veggies.
I would like to show you something interesting. So this is, an ancient way of drip irrigation. So, you put pots inside the mud and put water in it and close it. So then what happens is, in and around that, plants will, through capillary action, pull this water. So, these kind of things that were naturally done before is what we are trying to bring back to the lake rather than use the modern plastic stuff. Jakkur is a model lake not only for the state but also for the nation for 2-3 different aspects. We have a constructed wetland. You can see it there. Okay, so what happens is this treated water as well as the inlet water comes into the wetland. Wetland is nothing but a natural filter. So the plants in the wetland filter the water and only the filtered water comes to the main water body.
To sustain their efforts, every Saturday morning between 7 to 8:30 a.m., the self-help group Shamadan has a meetup.
Whatever Monday to Friday we've not been able to achieve is pooled on a Saturday, and in a bigger group we try to achieve and finish that. But regularly maintenance happens through a self-help group of women called Jal Sevika. So they are there throughout the month.
Jekko Lake is a prime example of citizens coming together for a greater good.
It's citizens who are beneficiaries of the lake, right? So they have to be a little responsible for their lakes. They cannot say that somebody has to come and maintain the lake and I will, benefit from it. So that is the thought that Jalpotion works with. All of us feel that why not we take responsibility for our lake, and we are blessed with a beautiful lake, so I think it's but natural that we take responsibility for it.
So we have seen the success stories of Bangalore 2 lakes that says that if we are all together, not only government, not only public, it is all together can make a change. So we will never know the worth of water till the well is dry. So pure water is the world's first and foremost medicine. So these are all the five R's for water conservation, that is reduce, reuse, recharge, recycle, respect. No, if there is no water, there won't be any life, and there won't be any blue, and there won't be any green. So save water for our future. When you save water, it saves you back. When you refuse to reuse, it's the earth you abuse. So save the earth. We have nowhere else to go. So wish you all the World Environment Day 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Your wonderful speech and 2 more films. It is wonderful how Belandur Lake is considered and Puttanalli Lake is considered. I want to share with you that I was a part of rejuvenation of Belandur Lake under Justice Santosh Hegde committee. I worked for more than a year in that committee before and after retirement also. And a lot of works have been taken. Now desilting is going on, diversion of lake has been taken place, and I think by the end of next year, we can see beautiful lakes, both Belandur and Vartur lakes. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us regarding various aspects of the water pollution as well as how it can be restored. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Srimati P.K. Selvi, who was born in Chennai, who did her master's in biopharmaceutical technology and bachelor's in industrial biotechnology from Anna University, Chennai. And she also had done her MBA in operations management. She joined CPCB Delhi in 2007, and she's currently working as a senior scientist in Central Pollution Control Board, Bangalore, since June 2020. She has got appellate experience in the field of environmental pollution mitigation, protection, and management, which is a wider spectrum and powerful movement to be cherished. A few areas which have been touched upon in her past include hazardous waste management, solid waste management, clean technology in 17 sectors, management and end-of-life fluorescent lamps, vehicular noise pollution control and mitigation. And she has also contributed in preparing 10 technical and scientific reports published by the Central Pollution Control Board on the above areas. And even she has also a credit of 20 research papers in well-reputed national and international journals. And she has also presented at works in various national and international conferences. Ma'am, we are so happy to have you here. The session is over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Good morning, one and all. My heartiest wishes to the organizers for arranging this program and connecting us to the youth icons of the nation. And on this August occasion, I would like to express that our minds are in a standstill with the deep down thoughts gripping that our sole existence on earth has to add some value to the ecosystem restoration. So let's all reimagine, recreate, and restore. Without any delay in furtherance, let's move on to the topic for today's discussion, remediation of contaminated sites and restoration of closed landfill. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
You can increase the size by going to slide shown.
Yeah. Now it will be okay, I think.
Yes. Yes.
So in ancient times, land used to be a precious, valuable resource and has been cherished by mankind for its own reasons like political, social, economic, productive, legal, historical identity, and also for some religious, spiritual growth. However, due to recent advancements in industrialization, land has no more remained a valuable resource for a better livelihood and conducive ecosystem. So now we realize the need for land restoration. One of the sustainable development goal is life on land, wherein UN has time and again re-emphasized the fact that there is a dire need and importance for restoration and rehabilitation of land. Restoration, as we all know, is to revert back the land to its original pristine state, which is not feasible because of a varied spread of high diverse species in nature, and most of all, these species have become extinct due to land degradation. The recent Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services reported in its report titled Land Degradation and Restoration, which has showed that at least 2/5 of the humanity would be impacted negatively due to land degradation. And UN even in this particular spreading the message for Environment Day has informed the public and people that restoring 15% of converted lands could avoid 60% of expected species extinctions. And I would like to just recall one of the quotes by Aldo Leopold, that we abuse land because we regard it as a commodity belonging to us. And also, this particular land degradation is a driver for further biodiversity loss, followed by climate change and mass human migration as well. So we can see from this pic that land restoration is so much important and relevant for today's discussion, because when a land is degraded because of immigration from that particular land abandoned by the people and the community, it causes reduced water infiltration. There will be no source for water to infiltrate down because of the degraded nature, and thereby causing a reduced productivity and less water with low quality for a conducive environment, which in turn leads to non-attainability of other sustainable development goals like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, clean water and sanitation. So this has again insisted for the fact that land has to be restored at any cost. And how do we approach reversing the land degradation? So there are three main principles for approaching or for reversing the land degraded from its original state. The first is to avoid it by following appropriate regulations, policies, planning and management practices by the local government over there. And also we need to address the main driver for such land degradation by taking proactive measures and prevent the same. And next is to reduce the land degradation, and this is most of all applicable to certain areas like agricultural and forest land, wherein we extensively use the land and make it unusable. And by following sustainable management practices and rotation of crops, and by letting it go back to its original state, this particular kind of land degradation can be very much reduced. And reverse is to completely change or remove the cause of the degradation that might be due to some contamination or due to some other reasons. It has to be restored, and this is the last and foremost important part of the discussion. And when the UN has made a study of comparatively making out that what will be the most easy way of having the investment reversed, or the returns of the investment be far more better in a reversal and reducing of the land degradation as compared to avoidance. And herein we can also see that the Food Agriculture Organization of United Nations has depicted that there are a lot of economical losses due to soil pollution, and soil pollution is entailing directly towards remediation, and the management cost ranges from thousands to billions of dollars per year. And it depends on the extent and the type of contaminants that are available in such area. And also many more socioeconomic and other environmental costs are also to be included and not to be neglected. So when you consider this particular economical loss, it might arise or directly or indirectly have an impact on human diseases, or maybe caused due to varied other reasons, or may have a direct or indirect impact on these factors, including human diseases. Even now in the recent times also, we can see that the corona outbreak has spread in a very large extent. This is also due to one of the reasons of extensive inhabitation in a particular land and conversion of all the land into real estates or kind of inhabitation or community, which has caused a kind of environment where it is so much crowded and highly populated and causing a large outbreak and easy spread of the diseases. And other factors are inclusive of increased use of agrochemicals on land, a loss of workforce and productivity. There will be loss of biodiversity due to this, and water might get polluted due to less infiltration of clean water or abandoned land being not reused or rejuvenated. And there might be unsafe food due to this cause, and will be a reduced or decreased productivity and decreased crop yield. Let's come to the topic, that restoration and remediation of contaminated site. Wherein I would like to just give a brief introduction of our organization. CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, is a statutory body organization, and it was constituted in September 1974 under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, and it was entrusted further with the powers and functions under the Air Act. CPCB has been developed or situated just promote the cleanliness of streams and wells in different areas of the states by prevention, control, and abatement of water pollution, and then added on to improve the quality of air and to prevent, control, or abate air pollution in the country. And also, Environment Protection Act 1986 has been notified for protection of the environment and improvement of environmental resources. So we can define a contaminated site as the area in which toxic or hazardous substances exist at levels and in conditions that are posing extreme or imminent threats to the human health or the near and surrounding environment, and that has to be addressed on a priority basis. And those sites often pose multifaceted health and environmental problem to the society, and they also can adversely impact any or all parts of the surrounding environment, particularly the environment inclusive of surface waters, soils, groundwater, and so on. And it results in the people being knowingly or unknowingly impacted or exposed to such toxic substances. And these are the different and various fates or routes through which these hazardous contaminants reach the biosystem. One such example is that whenever liquid effluent is being transported on road, there would be a high possibility that it will be met into an accident, and therein causing spillage of such liquid effluents onto the ground and soil, causing a havoc to the surroundings. And there might be this might be the source, and there might be other pathways through which these are going to reach the receptors like animals, water bodies and its organisms, and then finally to the humankind. And even the dispersion of air pollutants can get suspended and settled onto the soil, and thereby causing in turn to the other ecosystems and other biological organisms. And also there will be reasons that some of the occupiers, or there might be illegal disposal of hazardous waste on areas, on abandoned or orphaned areas, which can cause directly or indirectly to the other communities. And it will have a great impact because those areas are not known to the society or to the people, wherein there will be a high chance that that will be misused and lead to a grave situation. And most of all these contaminants will have ingress or infiltration down to the water bodies as well, and groundwater gets highly polluted, and surface water would be easily impacted due to such illegal disposal and discharges. And some of the examples include industrial pollutants, even pesticides runoff, and petroleum hydrocarbons, which are laid underground, and due to leakage or breakage of the pipes, it may have the impact, and also due to some of the explosives. And among all the pollutants, heavy metals are considered to be one of the predominant sources of contamination. and that has been sourced from many of these activities like mining activity, which involves smelting, river dredging, mine tailings, etc. Metal industries also are part of it, and some industries which are making plastics, textiles, microelectronics, wood preservatives, refineries also include are also major sources for such heavy metal concentration into the environment, and some of the agrochemicals having heavy metal content in its fertilizers and pesticides itself, and waste disposal, illegitimate waste disposal of sewage sludge, leachate from the unengineered landfills, and fly ash disposal, etc. causes further or adds on to this as well. And what are the types of contaminated sites? These are the various examples, or you can say predominant contaminated sites that we can find around us. One is the production area, wherein the occupier of any industry will violate the rules or regulations of the Environment Protection Act and will discharge illegally onto the other area or surrounding area, or he may even purge into the ground the hazardous waste or the effluent or the pollution that is being caused in that environment. And second is the landfill. Landfill has to be an engineered landfill, otherwise the unengineered landfill may cause water contamination of water, infiltration by ingress of the contaminants, and further cause contamination in the groundwater and surface water. And there are various examples of solid waste dumps in the country, and one such example is in Daba. And due to isolated or undesignated storage of waste and treatment sites are also examples of such contaminated sites, and mine tailings are also a contaminated site. And there are various chances of spills during transport of effluents and hazardous waste, which may cause contamination onto the environment. And while handling the chemical waste and stored in the industries for its use may have a greater impact also. And the sites, contaminated sites, are categorized into various classes. One such is called the point site, wherein the dumps of waste or individual contaminated facilities are also called point sites. And one such point site is located at Ranipet, wherein the dump or the waste is restricted to a particular point source. And whereas when you take into consideration of the area site, the area has not been delineated or demarcated, and it has covered a broader range of area due to ongoing or legacy contamination, and the site of concern has been caused by one individual person or individual industry, or maybe due to large number of industries located in that particular industrial area. One such contaminated, large area of contaminated land is located in Elur, and other contaminated sites include municipal dumps, which actually is a very tricky subject because often we find it so unclear that the history of the municipal dumps are never found, and which may contain more of hazardous substances dumped even before a municipality or a local government has gained the control over it. So these are very sensitive areas, and it has been extensively spread in almost all parts of the country. And finally, we also call some brown fields, which may or may not have a clear ownership, but in case if it is developed, it has a huge potential for successful rejuvenation. Waste and contamination. So this is the one of the waste site that is a municipal solid waste site in Daba, and we can see very much clearly that the tap water is highly colored in yellow due to the ingress of contaminants, and which has also happened due to rainwater infiltration along with the contaminants reaching the groundwater. And waste leads to soil contamination, and which indirectly or directly negatively impacts the soil or groundwater and other environmental features. And most often, this is again due to uncontrolled dumping and lack of timely suitable remediation measures. And these are the severely contaminated soil surface, and we can see there is a possible receptor also near the contaminated site, wherein there is a high possibility that this contamination will reach the receptor and will reach the human community. We also need to know what is a polluted site. A polluted site is very much similar to a contaminated site, and a polluted site is a declared contaminated site wherein the areas are having hazardous substances and it exists in such levels and condition posing a threat, immediate threat to the health, safety, welfare, comfort, and for the life of the human beings and other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, property, water quality in general. So the status of contaminated sites are given here, are tabulated, and from 21 states, we have got the list of contaminated sites, which has counted down to 291. And we can see Karnataka has got 25 such contaminated sites, and Kerala has 10 contaminated sites. Of total 291 active sites, 175 are called probable contaminated sites, and 116 are called contaminated sites. And the main difference between the probable contaminated sites and contaminated sites are that probable contaminated sites are not legally notified, and they are suspected to have been contaminated with or due to other reasons or industrial reasons or some other causes, but it has not been notified, and it may so turn around that it may be a non-contaminated site also. So these are the suspected sites, and its concentration of the contaminant and the level of contaminant has not been scientifically proven. And we can understand the concept of source pathway receptor, because that is a very vital part to determine the risk assessment, that is whether the human or environment will have a high chance to have the impact due to such contamination. And there is a need to intervene after this risk assessment. It is mainly made in order to make sure that whether there is a need to intervene and where all the points we need to intervene from start till end, and the area has to be demarcated, and the focus and potential types of remediation options have to be drawn. So here we can see that land has been polluted due to some of the contaminants, and we can very well see a nearby water body which acts as a pathway to the receptor, that is the cattle grazing the nearby land. And what about classification of a contaminated site? So in order to make it a very, what you can say is a common methodology or terminology, the contaminated site can be classified under these sections. One is the source related, and second is the pathway related. And first, source related can be a land-bound solid phase contamination, and second might be a water-bound sediments with solid phase contamination. And third is type L, which is the land-bound liquid phase contamination. And when you take up the pathway-related classification, it might be a non-aqueous phase liquids contaminants in soil or groundwater contamination. So depending on the situation, a site may fit into any of these, one or many of these types, and subtypes are also defined where necessary to enable the system to have a particular site-specific characterization. And a site assessment and remediation process is the next stage for us to address. And it involves all these main 4 stages. One is the identification, second is planning, third is implementation, and fourth is a post-remediation. While identifying a contaminated site, we need to know whether that is a probable contaminated site or a well-established contaminated site. So there will always be a question that it has to be addressed by having a proper database and characterization of that particular contaminated and the level and extent of the contamination in that particular area. And second will be the preliminary investigation, a site visit, and we need to know the boundaries, areas, and other sensitive zones in and around that particular contamination site. And thirdly, we need to, once it is established, thirdly, we need to notify that particular polluted site. And fourth will be the priority list. So even though we have a number of contaminated sites coming up day by day, we need to know what to prioritize depending on the gravity of the situation. And secondly, we need to plan the remediation investigation, and it involves a lot of efforts from involving state pollution control boards, central pollution control boards, and in research institutions in many of the cases. So once we investigate the remediation, we need to prepare and design the DPR and how to address about it. And we need to have a modeling done. And then with that particular DPR, we need to get the finance arranged and approval also from the competent authority or the financing agencies. And when it comes to implementation, it involves a lot of steps. Let's not go much in depth into all those steps. And post remediation is also very important. We need to plan that after remediation, what will be the use of that particular land. So in order to recover the cost, we need to have the use for that particular recovered or remediated land. And the mechanisms of remediation, we all know that there are various integrated approach for addressing organic as well as inorganic pollutants. And these are the predominant types of mechanisms usually adopted to address such remediation. One such example would be, or most predominant choices would be the phytoremediation. And it has got various classifications as well. That is phytovolatilization, rhizofiltration, having hydraulic barriers, phytoextraction, phytostabilization, phytoimmobilization, and engineered vegetative caps. And we also have a very, you can say a native approach called constructed wetlands for addressing some of the organics. And also we need to, we are having mostly green belts in and around the industry premises in order to take care of the natural native species and to enhance growth of the native species and the native organisms in the ecosystem. This is one of the examples for the integrated approach, wherein mercury contamination in the Kodaikanal has been addressed, and some of the physico-chemical processes are also used to remove the contaminated part of the land, and it has been taken into the XC2 lab, and it has been treated well, and we have plans to put it back into the ecosystem, and it also have got a bioremediation aspects also to play in. And one of the best examples which we have come across is the cyanide contaminant in water bodies, or you can say some of the industrial effluents, which can be very well treated using water hyacinth in a graded manner. And fly ash has been a matter of concern. It is a high volume waste, and it can also be addressed through constructed wetlands and an integrated approach as well. And we can also see that in one of the contaminated sites, the oil sludge has been treated very well using a multiple integrated approach, and it has been rejuvenated also. And drill cutting fluids are the very best examples, and in many of the mine tailings and in many of the oil exploration areas, wherein these drill cutting fluids are used to reduce the friction and temperature hike, and wherein these while getting discharged carry over some of the hydrocarbons, and as well as a lot of heavy metal contamination also is present in it. And these drill cutting fluids are treated in a graded manner, and it can also be easily taken care of. So let's listen to the voice of, before we switch over to the next section of the presentation, we'll listen to the voice of a Harvard University student on the ecosystem restoration theme, and let's hear what she has to offer.
Audio.
I think if this is not audible, let me play it from the other window.
Please share that window, madam.
Okay. Is it audible or should I have to play again?
No, audio is not
audible. Okay.
Now open that window, madam, video window.
But I think it has to.
No, you just go to that particular like video player and just display that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I think let's go back to the original presentation. That would be better. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
No issue, madam. Please carry on.
Promise of restoration lives within. Now is the time for our regeneration.
Thank you. This is a video or a song sung by a poet. Her name is Jordan Sanchez, and she's a student of Harvard University. And UN has again re-emphasized the theme of ecosystem restoration. And moving on to the next section of the presentation, that is assessment of assimilation capacity of common SLFs for restoration. So we need to understand a landfill and the possible sources and its environmental pathways wherein it reaches the other water bodies or other ecosystem processes. And a landfill has been engineered. It has got a wide scope or reasons for emission of dust, volatilization, and gas production, and also causing its erosion and surface runoff to the contaminated sediments. And once the gases or the leachate reaches down, turn to the other water bodies, it becomes a more sensitive issue and it has to be taken care. And that's how we do a continuous monitoring and check of such air quality and as well as water quality underneath. And before we even get to know how do we take care of the closed landfills, we need to know the status of the landfills in our country. And there are about 45 common hazardous waste TSDFs that are having integrated facility in 18 states or units. And 18 such TSDFs are integrated, having both secured landfills and incinerators. And 12 are the common incinerators and 15 are called common secured landfills. And the quantity of hazardous waste that are generated amounts to 8.78 million metric ton for the year 2019-20 based on the inventory prepared by CPCB Delhi. And the quantity of landfillable hazardous waste disposed in common SLFs are about 2.24 million metric ton, which is 69.34% of the total hazardous waste disposed in all three ways. That is through landfill, through incinerators and others by recycling or utilization mode. And CPCB has also developed a guideline called Criteria for Hazardous Waste Landfills, which stipulates that any landfill has to be designed with a designed life of active period and a closure or post-closure period. The active period will comprise of the period for which the waste filling is in progress at the landfill. And it ranges from 10 to 25 years depending on the availability of the land area. And when we assess the capacity of such SLFs with their basic information provided by them, state-wise, we can find out that the most of the landfills located in about 16 states are going to serve for the purpose for about 10 years from now on. And only very few SLFs in some states are having about 15 years of lifetime. Otherwise, most of the SLFs are getting closed in another 10 years time period. And the factors considered sorry, I'll just quickly run through the presentation. And based on the year of commissioning, design life and its design capacity, and cumulative quantum of landfillable hazardous waste disposed, and quantum of the landfillable hazardous waste and the trend, we could calculate the estimate of 16 states having a capacity for about 10 years from now on. And whereas for SLFs of Rajasthan and Jharkhand will be having 8 years and 15 years respectively. And in case of Karnataka, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, the same could not be worked out. And we expect the actions that can be taken when you have the landfill closed thereafter. And states and UTs shall adopt a waste management hierarchy practices to minimize the waste generation and encourage recycling utilization as per the rules. And they need to initiate the identification of a suitable landfill site also. And these are the restoration measures, and the most predominant restoration measure is through stabilization and utilization using vegetation. And once the landfill is closed, it can be converted into a natural park or a recreational area. And phytostabilization has been the most predominant mode of landfill restoration. And these, while constructing such landfill restoration or covers, we need to have a close, vigilant check through proper periodic inspections, and routine maintenance is required. And the cover has to be checked for erosion or any vegetation, stunted vegetation growth, or the earmark, any depression has happened, and to identify ponding of water. And also we need to take care of the surface water drainage system, gas and leachate management system as well. And also to take care of the financial part of it, we have a escrow account that has to be a mandatory, and has been depositing like about 5% of the annual turnover of the facility by all the operators of the SLFs. And such escrow account has been already opened in 18 states, wherein only 12 states have shown to us that the mandatory amount has been deposited already. So we appeal to the younger generation that we need to aspire for more revelations in areas like waste augmentation and biomining of legacy waste also. And restoration of land has got a positive impact, wherein we have already seen the negative impact, and reversing of it would be the positive impact. And apart from the earlier mentioned sustainable development goals, this also has got catalytic effect on the other sustainable development goals as well. And we have known very well that the human health and well-being will be also restored and co-benefited due to this ecosystem restoration and land restoration. So a total investment in nature of USD dollars of 8.1 trillion is required between now and 2050 to successfully tackle the climate, biodiversity and land degradation crisis. So we need to love our earth by following all these small tips, and let's not wait for the nature or nature to retaliate, and it is now the time for us to act. Thank you. Thank you for the patient hearing, and I would like to close my presentation, and thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the presentation. Selvi, ma'am, you have presented a very remarkable presentation, and it was very informative, in depth. I think it has helped us in understanding what is the need for sustainable development and how to restore the lands and why it is important. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for a wonderful presentation.
Okay, and now let's move on to our next speaker, Sri D.R. Kumaraswami. To give you an introduction about Sri D.R. Kumaraswami, he is the former member secretary of KSPCB and the director of PRAKRUTHI Institute of Environmental Studies. He has completed his master's degree in environmental engineering in BMV College of Engineering in Gujarat, and he has joined the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board in 1984 as assistant engineer. During his service, he has visited Germany for advanced professional training on environment, and he has also visited many countries like UK, Luxembourg, France, Sweden, Holland, Switzerland, Italy, Dubai, Singapore, and China to study about the environmental aspects in those countries. He has held a number of positions in KSPCB like Member Secretary, Chief Environmental Officer, and Head of Central Laboratory. During his service, he has published 12 technical books on environment and 3 spiritual books on all, for which he has donated to society for free for the betterment of society. He has received numerous awards such as Parisara Ratna, Swarna Bhushana, and Best Environmental Officer Award from local organizations. He has completed 35 years of service in Karnataka State Pollution Control Board before retiring. Presently, he is the director of PRAKRUTHI Institute of Environmental Studies and a resource person for many organizations and institutes. Welcome, sir, and I hand over the session to you. Sir, you have to unmute.
Unmute, sir.
Sir, please unmute, sir.
Unmute ಆಗಿದೆ.
Okay, now.
ಕಾಣ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಕೇಳಿ.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes. Please carry on.
Brightly visible.
Okay. Okay, Nagappa. Yeah. Welcome to the short session because, this is the ecosystem restoration. So this is the theme of this year's United Nations Environmental Program. Why restoration? Because most of the things we are destroyed. That's why it requires the restoration. There are the 13 laws which are there to protect the environment, especially the law of 13, that prior environmental clearance, EIA notification. This is for all polluting industries. They have to submit the restoration plan also. Even in mining and all, they have to submit the restoration plan. But unfortunately, it is not implemented. That is the problem. So these are the highly polluting industries, that is mining, offshore, river, even the river valley project. If you build a dam, a lot of environment is going to be disturbed. And thermal power plants, 60% of the air pollution is by thermal power. Nuclear power, if there is an accident, it is really a problem. It is nothing but an explosion of an atomic bomb. Then coal washeries, metallurgical, cement, petroleum, coke, asbestos, chloralkali, soda ash, all these are actually highly polluting industries, including the 32 number apartment and townships. All apartments owners are actually, they are actually considered the red category industries because they are generating more than 100 KLD. If any institution is having more than 5,000 students, then it is considered as the red category because they generate effluent more than 100 KLD. They require to treat the effluent and recycle back to their either to the toilet system, or they have to develop the greeneries. So these are the industries actually all over the country. Such type of industries are there. Yeah, sulfur dioxide is one of the pollutant in this one. In this 30 years, 1990 to 2020, the sulfur dioxide is actually increased 3 times. Not only in China, but also in India, Pakistan, South Korea, Thailand, so Indonesia, all these countries. Hello? Audible.
Slides are not visible.
Slides which not visible.
Please share, sir. Share screen. Down. Share screen.
1 minute. Okay. Rachit is helping. 1 minute. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello? A screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I explained that there are 13 laws. Out of that, the 13th law is environmental clearance, EIA notification, which says that almost all the large-scale industry, they have to submit the eco-restoration plan after the before the construction of industry and after the construction of industry. These are the industries which are actually covered under the environmental impact assessment notification: mining, offshore and onshore oil exploration, river valley, thermal project, nuclear, coal washery, metallurgical, cement, petroleum, coke oven, asbestos, chloralkali, soda ash, leather industry, chemical industries, fertilizers, pesticide, processing of petroleum fractions, that is synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber is in higher polyfibers, so MRPL, paper and pulp, then oil and grease, oil and gas transportation. Even the transportation, they have to submit the ecosystem restoration program plans. Even airport has got 2,500 acre of land. All the 2,500 acre is actually occupied by the Kempegowda International Airport. They have to go for the restoration of the ecosystem. They have submitted this ecosystem restoration plan that is approved by the Pollution Control Board and also approved by the Central Pollution Control Board and the Ministry of Environment and Forest. And even the shipbreaking units and common effluent treatment plant, hazardous waste disposal grounds, common biomedical waste treatment systems and incinerations. All these things actually require the EIA, attracts the EIA notification, and they have to submit the eco-restoration master plans. Even the highways. So highways, they on either side, they are cutting the trees. In the meantime, they have to replace those trees to the outside of the road areas. That is how actually they are submitting the plan. Even the municipal solid waste disposal site, there are 15 sites in Bangalore. All those are actually, they have obtained the clearance from the Pollution Control Board. They have also submitted the eco restoration program plans, but unfortunately it is not implemented. And apartments, I already as Dr. Nagappa said, he told about the drinking water, but these apartments, they discharge the sewage, and sewage has to be treated so that BOD should be less than 10 milligram per liter. Our drinking water BOD is 0 milligram per liter. They have to bring down the BOD of 500 milligram per liter to 10 milligram per liter, and that has to be recycled back into their system. That is, either they can use it for the building construction, or they can use it for the toilet flushing, or they can use it for the maintenance of the greenery around their apartments. These are the recycling system. Then what the Pollution Control Board is giving a NOC to all these apartments is called ZLD, Zero Liquid Discharge Systems. So not even a single drop of effluent they can discharge outside as per the Pollution Control Board norms. Unfortunately, all these apartment owners, what is my experience, during the night time, they actually pump it to the roadside drains, and these roadside drains ultimately joins to the lakes. And almost all 25 lakes which are there in and around Bangalore is completely eutrophied because of these sewage, which is actually pumped by the apartment owners. Okay, don't think that the peoples are not polluting, only industries are polluting. This is wrong. The highest pollution is done by the human beings. More than 1.2 crore people are residing in Bangalore, and only 40% of the effluent is actually treated to the required standard. But unfortunately, that is not utilized back. It is again discharged to the drain. And that's why all 25 lakes in and around Bangalore is eutrophied and is completely polluted, even unfit for touch. This is what actually sulfur dioxide in 30 years it is increased by threefold. That means what? We cannot stop the industrialization, because we have to feed the population. To feed the population, we need the money. To need the money, we need the industrialization. Even China is actually 3 times more polluting than compared to the 1990 to 2020. It is 3 times pollution. That is sulfur dioxide. Not only sulfur dioxide, it also emits the nitrous oxides, particulate matters, hydrocarbons, aldehydes. All these things are actually the subsequent pollutants which is actually emitted through the chimneys. Any emission through the chimney, if it is visible, it is 100% sure that it is not conforming to the Pollution Control Board norms. If all the industries implement the Pollution Control Board norms, there is no visible emission in any chimney other than the vehicles, because vehicular pollution is actually looked after by the RTO, that is Road Transport Corporation Department, has to look after, and all the roads has to be up to the mark. This is the duty of the BBMP, because Bangalore Mahanagara Palike is having the hold on all the roads, all bad roads that has to be tarred or keep it in good conditions. The not keeping the roads in good condition is also lead to the pollution, because lot of dust, that is nothing but suspended particulate matter, which is going to erupt it to the environment. And the persons who are walking on footpath or moving in the vehicles, they are going to inhale all these things. So all these countries, including Singapore, it is 3 times more pollution when compared to these 30 years. China, India, Pakistan, South Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, North Korea, and Japan. Even Japan is also 3 times more polluted when compared to these 30 years. Why? Because industrialization is necessary, because there is a growth of population. Every second there is a growth of population. India is actually, in 24 hours, Indian population increases every 24 hours. For 68,000 new children took birth in India. To feed them, We need the money, we need the production, we need the basic communities. For that, industrialization and food growth and water consumption, all these resources are actually emptied by the population itself. So we will show you how much we have polluted in Bangalore. So this is the Bangalore water requirement, 1400 MLD. They are every day they are pumping from KRS dam to the Bangalore, and the electricity bill cost itself is 1 crore per day. If they are going to treat 80% of this effluent which is generated in Bangalore, that is 1,120. That is 1,120 MLD can be recycled in Bangalore. That means only 20%, which is a drinking water, you can pump it. So you can save the environment. You can protect the environment here actually. There are 20 number of apartments they have to put up. 20 number of apartments, that is the houses, they have to put the STP. That is the condition of the Pollution Control Board. Any construction area more than 2,000, they should have an STP. Any commercial institute, including the educational institute, if the built-up area is more than 5,000 square meter, they should have an STP. So that's why your NAGARJUNA college has got the STP, because you are generating 200 MLD of effluent. So any institution, including apartment, if generate 100 KLD, then it is called as a red category industries. So Pollution Control Board issued about 2,500 NOCs to the apartments, and they're supposed to put up the STP, but unfortunately, they are not, though they have put up the STPs, but they are not treating that. My experience is during the night time, they're actually pumping it to the roadside drain, and all this roadside drain is ultimately joined to the lakes. And because of that, 100% lakes in Bangalore is polluted because of human sewage. So sustainable development is a society, very important. Economic growth is also important because society depends upon the economics, and economics also depends upon the environmental responsibilities. And environmental responsibility is the society responsibility, not only the Pollution Control Board. Society is also responsible for the maintenance of the environment. The Pollution Control Board says that all apartment owner has to treat the effluent. It is the duty of the apartment owners to treat the effluent, but unfortunately they are not treating. That's why all the 25 lakes are actually polluted. So this year theme is already, everybody is explained about the ecosystem restoration for 10 years, because any disturbance of ecosystem, you cannot repair it in 1 year or 2 years. That's why the United Nations Environmental Program says eco restoration system for 10 years, up to 2030. So then only it is possible to repair it or regenerate it. Otherwise, it will not be regenerated. The 10 years to heal the planet. So 10 years to heal the planet. If the industrialization goes like this, then it takes another 10 years. Like that, it never going to heal at all if the publics or the government and NGOs and industrialists are not put their hands together. It's really very difficult to heal this planet. Yeah, Pakistan is the hosting country. This is a very beautiful site of a Pakistan lake, which is really, it is in the Himalayan range. Yeah, what is ecosystem? So an ecosystem consists of all the organisms, that is living organisms in a community, as well as an abiotic factor, that is non-living organism, including soil, stone, and all other things. They react each other, which they interact. That interaction is important because soil is a abiotic, but it contains bacteria. The bacteria are very, very essential. And ecosystem ranges from microsome, such as aquarium. Your aquarium is also an ecosystem. The same thing, enlarged is nothing but oceans, lakes, rivers, stream. So small system is actually there in the nature. It is a big system. That's all. So biomass, how much biomass? The 90% of the biomass is actually on either side of the equator. This is the tropical forest. It is in South America, Africa. These are the highest greeneries are available in these areas because there is a highest rainfall in the equator areas. And the greeneries are diminishes when you move towards the north and south pole, because the temperature varies, and also the sunshine varies. If there is a more sunshine, then only there is a more greenery. If there is a less sunshine, then there is no greeneries. It is only an ice cap. Indian Forest Act, it is from the British time, but time to time it is amended. It says that minimum 33% of the area has to be covered by the greeneries. Whereas in India, it is only 22%. Why 22%? Because of the population growth and industrialization, they are encroaching the forest land and they are constructing either the apartments or the industrial construction. All those things are actually take place. So why the animals are actually coming to the city, because we encroach the forest. So I am staying in Nagarbavi. That means I encourage the Nagarbavi area where Nagarajas were there. Now only Kumaraswamis are there, no Nagarajas. So these all snakes are now, they have to migrate to the other place. So if the population growth is more, then we are to going to encroach the forest area. Anekal is called Anekal because there are so many elephants. Now Anekal is a city. So many times elephants are disturbing the Anekal public, and also it disturbs the Markera, that is Mercury people, because Mercury people and Anekal people, they are encroached the forest land. So this is the thickest forest. Thickest forest is not more than 3% in India. So 30 out of the 22%, the thick forest is only 3%. The rest of the thing is actually very scanty forest. So here it is there actually. The non-forest area is 77%. This is supposed to be actually 70% because 33.3% is the minimum requirement for any country. So Bangalore has got only 2% forest area. So in the name of development, they cut all the trees. They made the road, they made the metro, they made the monorail planning, and all these things they are planning and cutting the trees. So we have got, that is Bangalore people have got only 2% forest. And this forest is actually liberating the oxygen, the molecular oxygen. The 50% molecular oxygen is liberated from the land plants, and the 50% of the molecular oxygen liberated from the aquatic plants. If you destroy the land plants, you will have a shortage of oxygen. If you destroy the aquatic plant, then also you have a problem of molecular oxygen. So yesterday's paper says they have charged 24 hours oxygen they have supplied in the ICU. They have charged 16,000 rupees. The 16,000 rupees per day oxygen you are getting at free of cost by the land plants and the aquatic plants. That's why, please, my dear friends, you have to protect the forest. So World Population Day is also celebrated on the actually 11th July. So why they are celebrating, I don't know. Actually, we have to stop celebrating the World Population Day because 68,000 new children took birth in India. So that is the problem. 138 crores because every day 68,000 new children took birth. So which is actually, if the more population means they will consume more resources. The more resources consumption means they have to build the houses, means they have cut the forest. They want water, then they empty the water. So the growing population puts an additional strain on the earth for all the resources, including environment. So this is the world population. India is the highest, second highest, 138 crores, which is equivalent to the 48 countries of including Europe and America and North America. So that much of population is there in India actually. So first is actually you control the population, and then automatically controlling pollution is very easy. The component of the ecosystem is actually abiotic and biotic. I already explained you actually. Abiotic is nothing but climate factor, rainfall, light, wind, and temperature. Edific factor is soil, pH, minerals, and topography also. According to topography, the plant system also changes. Biotic is the producers, is the autotrophs, that is the green plant. Consumers are heterotrophs, nothing but from insects it starts. And decomposers are the saprophyte, which is actually a microorganism. So autotrophs are primary producers, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, and final consumers. This is the quaternary consumers. The primary consumers only the green plant. So if there is no green plant, that is if there is no forest, if there is no green plant, and there is no food for the human consumption. That's why we have to be in coordination with the abiotic and biotic components also, because they are the first comer to this earth, and human beings are the last comers of lost entry to this earth. So this is the pyramid. If the bottom phytoplankton is polluted, then the tip is the human beings. All the pollutants are going to be bioaccumulated and biomagnified in the human system. That's why if there is why the immunity is reduced to the human system nowadays, because we are eating lot of junk food, which is contaminated either with pesticide pollutants or with environmental pollutants. So abiotic is light, I already explained. So dams are required, and it is the pioneer in dam building is our Sara Vishweswaraya. Built so many dams and he planned so many dams. So building a dam is really, you are actually disturbing the ecosystem of the backside of the dam. The complete ecosystem is changed now because you are inundated a lot of water, and the downstream of the dam, the water is actually, you are restricted the water flow, and it is going to be disturbed by ecosystem. Here is the ecosystem now. Since the water is flowing in the river, you have a green vegetation in and around this flowing river. If you are going to build a dam, and absolutely there is no water in the downstream during the summer season. If you observe the Tungabhadra river from Honali to Hospete, 200 kilometers, it is completely dry during the summer season. And even almost all the animals and plants are actually disturbed there, and animals has to migrate it to the water available places. So that's why, so any building, any construction of a dam is really a disturbance to the ecosystem. So aquatic ecosystem, the aquifers, the spring, the stream, river, pond, lake, wetland, all these are having the different type of ecosystems. Freshwater ecosystem, and also the saltwater ecosystem. This is the phosphorus cycle. Phosphorus cycle is actually there from millions of years. So phosphorus is converted into a phosphate by the microorganism, and that is actually absorbed by the plants, and we are getting the harvest. Because of the bacteria, next to the God, only the microorganisms are present. The highest representation is by the microorganism, then next to the God. So that's why we have to protect the God as well as microorganism to have a proper ecosystems. So water is recycled. Water is actually manufactured by the nature. If you want to manufacture the water in the laboratory, 1 drop of water, if you want to manufacture in the laboratory, it costs 1 lakh rupees, because you have to fuse the hydrogen and oxygen at a very high critical conditions. So that's why the water is given by the nature at free of cost, but after consumption you have to treat it and then discharge. But unfortunately, in India, we are not actually treating the effluent to the required standard, that is to the recycling standards. So this is the sulfur cycle. Again, the sulfur is converted into a sulfate by the microorganisms, not by the human beings. So microorganisms are more important than the human beings. This is the assimilation. When the food is taken, it is assimilated. And in the morning, we are going for toilet. This is nothing but dissimulation. Like that, the environment is also like that. Environment is actually, it is alive, dynamic. There is always an assimilation and dissimulation. What is dissimulated, it is actually converted into a molecular phosphate and sulfate by the microorganisms. So that's why microorganisms are the main source for recycling of almost all the dead particles. So even the nitrogen fixing bacteria are very important when compared to the human beings. Otherwise, cow dung or any waste is not going to be converted into a nitrate, and the plants can absorb nitrate in the form of nitrate only through the roots, and only a few dicotyledon seeds, they only can absorb the nitrogen gas directly from atmosphere. Otherwise, no other plants can able to absorb the nitrogen gas, which is 78% in the atmosphere. They cannot absorb directly through their leaves. So light is very important. Photosynthesis, opening places, movement, germination of seeds, flowing, and tubular formation, okay, runner, or the leaf formation, everything the light is required. That's why in the morning, actually in Hindu philosophy, in the morning we make actually Surya Namaskara, because without Surya, you are not going to able to make a Namaskara, because without Surya, there is no growth of any plant. When there is no plant, there is no food at all. So that's why Surya Namaskara, and also that Gayatri mantra, Om Bhubruvatsuvavatatsa Viturvarenam Bhargo Devasya Dhimayi. Bhargo is nothing but Belaku, nothing but light. So light is very important. That's why they are actually praying for the sun. So the formation of 1 inch of soil takes 10 lakh years. But because of the deforestation, every year, we are thousands of tons of the soil is actually carried away by the running water, and it is actually deposited either in the dam or in the lake or in the ocean. That is also a problem actually, because the soil, you cannot manufacture soil. It is actually manufactured by the nature. So a 10-inch thickness cost actually takes 10 lakh years. Okay, this is the ocean. This is the effect of mountain climatic change. When there is a rainwater, that is the rainfall precipitation, the mountains are very important. Why we are getting more rainfall in the Himalayan region and also in the Western Ghats? Because the wind flow is actually obstructed by the mountains. So we are getting the more rains. So which is very important for the ecosystem. So what we are up to 8 months, you will get the rainwater or the spring water in the hilly areas, because the most of the rainwater rain precipitates in the hilly areas, not in the barren land like Bangalore or in Kolar. So even the vegetation in the valley and the hilly area changes according to the height. For green plants, requires light. Green plant, nothing but herbivores, parasites, scavengers, and saprophytes. These are all depends upon the green plants. And these green plants directly depend upon the sunlight. So sunlight is very important. So this is the evolution theory. Yeah, next slide I will show. If you think that the age of the earth is 24 hours, then the formation of the green plants is only 6 o'clock early morning. And the free oxygen is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the land plants developed only in the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And human beings are actually generated only 30 seconds. 1 second is 50,000 years, 52,000 years. And 30 seconds back, human beings are actually evolved in this earth. And now he occupied in this 50 years, he polluted 80%. The earth was very clean when the human beings are there in the forest. When they become civilized, then they are actually really a problem is created to the nature. So this is the evolution theory. In evolution theory also at the bottom is the plant. That means the first is the plant and at the tip is the human being. At the tip is the human beings. Before human beings, all these wild animals are actually evolution take place to the all these this is the Darwin theory. Even the Vishnu Purana is also says Matsya is actually fish is underwater, the life is started underwater. Kurma is actually nothing but tortoise least is the amphibians. So next is the amphibians. When there is an oxygen in the land, then the amphibians are developed. So this is the biodiversity. Okay, 61% is arthropods. Okay, that's why the Chinese are eating arthropods. And mammals, that is including human beings, is only a 0.3%. So 0.3% of human beings are actually destroying all these ecosystem, that is biodiversity in the name of development. So biodiversity is actually the greater terrestrial biodiversity in the equator because of the high sun radiation and also the very high rainfall. And there are 18 hotspots in India, in the world. 2 hotspots is one Meghalaya forest and another one is the Western Ghats. So yeah, the ecosystem of the estuaries are going to be disturbed if you are going to build a dam and the upstream of the river. The Kali River, Kadra Dam is built and there is a lot of decrease in the forest leaves which is joining, that is food layer, is joining to the ocean that is in the estuaries. Because of that, there are some salmon fishes which they lay their egg and they consume this organic matter which is actually flows along the river, which actually now reduced. Now there is no salmon fish in the and no fish biodiversity is available in the Kali River belt areas. This is because you built a dam in the upstream of the rivers. So this is the upstream of the river. There is a lot of forest land is inundated. So that is also you are actually disturbed the ecosystem of the upstream of the dam. In the downstream, also you are disturbed because there is no water in the summer seasons. So what is the restoration? It is the process of assisting the recovery of an ecosystem that has been degraded, damaged, or destroyed. Degraded, damaged, destroyed, and slowly it is degraded also because there is every day there is a progress in either in the agricultural land or in the construction of the industrial plants. So only 2.5% is the fresh water available. So we have to protect the fresh water because it has to feed for agriculture, industrial, and also for the domestic purpose. So fresh water is 1 liter, 1 rupee. If you convert the saline water into drinking water, 1 liter costs 10 rupees. That is 10 times more. So that's why if you go to the Dubai, the petrol rate is 50 rupees per liter, whereas the drinking water is actually 2000 rupees per liter. So 65% of the fresh water is used by the agriculture and only 10% for the human consumption and 25% for the industrial purpose. So what is actually now we are doing 10%. If you treat it and you can use it for agriculture purpose, because agriculture purpose, the fresh water is not required. The treated water is more than sufficient for growing up the crops and also for industrial purpose, so that you can protect the fresh water, which is actually now it is polluting. So causes for degradation, sewage runoff. The Bangalore all 25 lakes are polluted because of the sewage runoff. And the Bellandur lake is lot of foam because of the phosphate. They use the petrochemical detergents. Detergents are all actually a petrochemical products. So because of they use the linear alkali benzene, which is a chemical and which is actually polluting the Bellandur lake. So Karnataka Pollution Control Board is actually monitoring all the 120 lakes in Bangalore and in and around the Karnataka state. The more than 60% is degrade. So it is not fit for drinking purpose. So there are so many lakes are encroached by the real estate developers. Real estate developers are nothing but public. Okay, publics are encroached. So most of the fate of the lakes are like this. This is the one of the recent paper. This is the fate of the Bangalore lakes, the lot of eutrophication. This is the fate of the Bellandur lake. It is completely foam. The dissolved oxygen, as Nagappa said, 4 milligram per liter of dissolved oxygen is essential for the fish lake. Here the dissolved oxygen is 0. Only microorganisms you can observe. And because of the soap, all these microorganisms is also under threat actually. And you will get only the foam, not the water. So this is the downstream of the Rispavati, downstream of the Bellandur lake, which is ultimately going to join to the Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu people are going to, they may have to use this water. So that's why we have to protect the ecosystems. So for that purpose, in this Bellandur lake, water is actually treated. 380 mld of water treatment plant is provided by the Pollution Control Board along with the government, and that treated water is pumping to the Kolar for filling the lakes. That is nothing but regeneration of lake in Kolar, because Kolar they are getting very less rainfall when compared to the Bangalore area. So degradation of the ecosystem because of the human beings. Okay, this is the study of the water is completely lake water, pond water, river water, swamp water, marshy, bog and fen. This is the limnology is the subject is called. So it gives the study of the water quality and the aquatic systems. This is the lake water, fresh lake water. Some of the industries and the upstream like Electronic City or Kumbalgod area, they discharge the untreated effluent into the lake and the lakes are going to dry. So this is the fate of the Habal lake before, and it is regenerated because lake regeneration not less than 3 to 4 crore is required. So this is the regenerated lake. This is before and after regeneration of lake. This is the Lalbagh lake after regeneration. This is before regeneration. This is after regeneration. This is the Ulsur lake. Pollution Control Board have actually spent 8 crores to build up a treatment facility, and treated water is actually pumped to the Ulsur lake. So this Ulsur lake is regenerated by the Britishers to have a training to the army force. So this is one more lake. And then it is regenerated by the NGOs. So minimum 3 to 4 crore rupees is required to regeneration of the lakes. Okay, this is the Chilka lake. Chilka lake is not a soft water lake. It is a saltwater lake, which is in Orissa. There are many migratory birds is actually visiting this. The length of the lake itself is 33 kilometers. So a lot of migratory birds actually coming to and laying eggs here and going back to after the winter. So what is the cause for degradation? Climate change, pollution, unsustainable fishing, lack of protection from the government, shipping impact, eutrophication, development of coastal places are also going to impact on the fish life. Okay, restoration required. Restoration of natural state. Okay, rehabilitation, replacement, and artificial ecosystem is nothing but the harvesting of the rainwater systems. Rainwater has to be harvested. My house is 30-40. I have constructed one rainwater harvesting system that is a mandatory from past 5 years, but only 25% of the houses has got the rainwater harvesting system. All others are not at all having the rainwater harvesting system. So these efforts are made to be conducted. Even planting the trees also actually nothing but the restoration of the ecosystem. Save the trees. Why you have to save the trees? Because each tree have got their own ecosystems. There's so many animals are animals, insects, birds are depends upon each tree. So we have to protect the trees. So Canada has got 10,000 trees per person. India has got 28 trees per person. So that's why. So your birthday has to be celebrated by planting trees, but not by cutting chicken or cutting cakes. So 1973, there is a 70% greenery in Bangalore. Now, in 2020, there is only a 2%. The minimum 7 trees per person, whereas 7 person have got only 1 tree in Bangalore. So that's why it is showing in a very red color. So in the name of development of roads, railways, metro, we cut all the trees. Instead of cutting, they have to replace the trees from one place to the other, but they have not done that one. Because of that, there is only a 2% of the forest is green cover is available in Bangalore. So air quality is also changes according to the industrialization. So even our festivals, this is the Deepavali festivals, the 30% more air pollution, more impact on the vegetation because we are celebrating an unscientific this Deepavali festival. So these are the chemicals that they use in the pataki, that is magnesium, aluminum, titanium, strontium, calcium, sodium, barium. Barium is the highest polluter in this one. And they call it as an eco-green pataki, where the 30% of the barium is reduced. That's all. The copper, strontium. Strontium is actually, it is a isotope, is an actually, it is a rare earth metal which radiates. So all these chemicals are used to get the different colors. And ultimately, these all colors are joining the lakes and polluting the lakes. So whole body is actually going to be polluted if you are going to drink this polluted water. So this is actually how they are actually measuring the air quality. 30% is more during the Deepavali period all over the state, not only state, all over the country. 30% more air pollution and 30% more impact on the vegetation because of our unscientific celebration of this Deepavali. Deepa means what? Deepa means light, but we are not using light. We are also using the noise and also the smoke, which are really a pollutant. That's why the air quality is deteriorates during the Pataki periods, and more asthma cases actually observed during the Deepavali festival periods. So this is what is the biomedical waste. If it is directly disposed, this is also impact on the ecosystem. So there are 26 number of incinerators available in Karnataka. Only one incinerator available in Kerala. That's why sometimes illegally Kerala people are dumping their waste in Gundlupete. So we have got 26 incineration plants. That's why there is no worry about the disposal of the COVID waste and all, because completely it is incinerated at 1200 degrees centigrade. So because of that, there is no impact on the environment because of this biomedical waste. Okay, these are the guidelines given by the Pollution Control Board to how to destroy the biomedical waste. This is how you are actually now. So you have to maintain the social distance. So this is really a man-made disaster. So this is how it is destroyed with 1200 degrees centigrade. So we have to protect the environment, ecology. So rehabilitation you have to make. This is the one of the site is highly polluted, which is rehabilitated by the authorities. So rehabilitation in the lake areas. This is what is actually they have constructed the apartment in the ocean itself. Now you are disturbed the ocean ecosystems. That is in Dubai. They have built residences in the ocean. That is a disturbance to the ecosystems. So degraded, and finally it is restored. All the animals are required because they are the ancestor, not the human beings. Okay. 400 lakh bacteria cells are available in the 1 gram of soil. That's why soil is a dynamic. 400 lakh bacteria. And as Nagappa said, no water is actually drinking water in the world because 10 lakh bacteria cells are available in one milliliter of fresh water. So that's why any water, if you want to drink, first you have to treat it. At least minimum chlorination you have to do. But already I told that next to the God, bacteria are available everywhere. So bacteria are used for treating the effluent, making the beer, making cheese, making antibiotics. So this is the 83 stations of the were actually monitored. There are 17 stations are actually polluted. Mandya polluted because of Mandya effluent, Srirangapatna polluted because of Srirangapatna polluted, and Kaveri river near Sangama polluted because of the V Valley, and because of the Bellandur Lake overflow. All these points, 17 points are actually polluted. That is declared by the state government, and 1,500 crore worth of the 1,536 crore town. This planning has been submitted to the NGT to repair all these 17 polluted stretches by the State Pollution Control Board and state government. So this is the river at it takes birth in the hilly area and this flows to the ocean. Along the way, there are so many townships, so many industries, so many agricultural lands, so many pesticides and all actually they are using. That is ultimately joins to the ecosystem, that is the aquatic ecosystem. Okay, this is the fate of Shimoga drainage, which is ultimately joins to the Tunga river. This is the fate of Tunga river. This is the Yamuna river, Delhi. There are 200 drainages actually joining to the Yamuna river, and these rituals are done by this person in the standing inside the Yamuna river. Okay, this is the fate of Yamuna river near Delhi. So this is the fate of Ganga river near one of the town. So this is the fate of Yamuna river, Ganga river at Kashi. So this is the Hooghly river at Calcutta. So this fellow is reciting actually rituals he is making in the polluted water. I don't know how much God is going to grace, because Ganga itself is a goddess. So she is not going to grace him. Only any other god has to grace, because you are polluted. In the name of worship, you have put all the organic matter into the water, which is ultimately going to degrade. Sir, on 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Yeah. So sorry, I will stop here because I have one more class. Any question you can post it here, because the slides are actually 240 slides are there. So some other day I will explain all the slides. I think because there are all the slides which shows how much actually environment is degraded because of human activity, not because of the industrial activity. So humans are the most polluters when compared to the industries. So these are all actually pollution is because of the human activities. All these things, overfishing, okay, scarcity, even the overgrazing is leads to the desertification, soil erosion. So all the hillocks are soil eroded because it is overgrazing. So this is the dirty water because of the soil erosion. So desertification, this is the desert food web. So all are actually depends upon the green plants. Okay, this is the thick forest. So oxygen, this is how it is manufactured. This is the terrestrial ecosystem. So terrestrial food web. All these are actually, this is the hazardous waste is actually scientifically disposed in Dabaspete. This is the 17 crore project, which is the incineration. They are incinerating the whole hazardous waste at Dabaspete. 17 crore rupees is the work. Okay, this is how the oceans are actually polluted. If there is a global warming, this is the situation of the New York City. So New York City is going to be submerged if it is, they are not going to stop the global warming. So ozone, if it, because of the chlorofluorocarbons, if you are going to destroy, then there is a skin cancer, cataract, all these things are actually affected. So pesticide, more use of pesticide is also going to ultimately coming back to the human system. So, and other animals. Even Ganesha festival also we are not making properly because all these plaster of Paris, it takes 6 months to dissolve. So all the Kalanis are actually polluted because of the Ganesha festival. You are actually disposing all Ganesha to these Kalanis. So human beings has to be more civilized than only, because the social forestry is very important. We have to grow more plants. So then you have to protect the water, consume the water, go for the drip irrigation. So these are all actually fish kills because of the pollution of the water. Okay, so recycling water by providing the treatment plant. That's what actually this your NAGARJUNA college is doing. They are treating the water and using it for the greenery. So that is required actually. So this is how using the sprinkler system you can conserve the waters. Okay, these are all the things are there. We have to protect the water because 600 million people are going to a problem, extreme water shortage. So these are the things I will go through. Thank you. Any question you can tell me? Because I have to go join to the next session. You please ask the question because Ramesh Kumar is there and Nagappa is there. I think they are going to reply your questions. Thank you very much for your patience hearing, and also you have to go through the quiz because prizes will be given to the persons who are scoring more. Okay, yeah. So I think you have enjoyed my lecture. I think you have enjoyed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the NAGARJUNA College Authority, especially our Venkatesh Babu and Sanat and Rachit and also Vidyashri. They took a lot of pains to conduct these world environment seminars. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for a nice presentation and thank you for nice words, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Happy World Environment Day. Morning, we are not able to see in the group.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation, sir, and eco restoration and what is the importance of various organisms on this earth rather than even humans also. So, sir, let us proceed to the question and answer session, sir.
Simultaneously for quiz also, I think Sanat can post.
Sanat?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Feedback.
Sir, we start exactly. Sir, one minute. We will start exactly at 12:25.
Okay.
Yeah, you take your own time, no issue. You take your own time. But only thing is you can post feedback form also. Sir, any certificates we are giving, sir? For
Sir, feedback form is already posted as an attendance form. They have to give the attendance. So to get the certificate.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It's already posted.
And e-certificates will be given for all the parts.
Yeah, that is given to their mail.
That also
within 7 days we have mentioned. Within 7 days they will receive.
Yeah, Vidyashri, you can take up any questions in the chat box to the speakers, if any.
Yes, sir. So the very first question, what are the
and
current
also you address
challenges?
the speaker, whether if it is there, they will answer. Otherwise, Ramesh will answer.
Yes, sir. What are the current challenges for control water pollution, even though for Control Pollution Water Act 1974 and EIA draft is available, but after that also industry untreated water are being discharged?
Please repeat the last sentence, ma'am.
Sir, they're asking, even though after Water Pollution Act 1974 and the EIA draft, though it is available, the industries are discharging the untreated water. So what is the current challenges to control that, to control the water pollution?
No, just now, I think everyone has heard about Mr. T.R. Kumaraswami's lecture. It clearly informs that sewage is the main culprit more than industrial pollution. We have Pollution Control Board as Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board. We have initiated several initiatives, several steps, and industrial pollution has come down a lot. There may be some stray incidents. Pollution Control Board as all state pollution control boards have initiated several court cases, closure orders, restraining orders. And now, as per NGT law, NGT Act, a notification has come that hefty environmental compensation, damages compensation is also being levied. More than, for example, last time Yamuna deviation, NGT has levied about 25 crores, then subsequent argument, this, that and all, they have paid 5 crores to the government. So similarly, a lot of things are being made. Only our problem is with sewage. Sewage is more than 60-70%. It is contributing towards the lake pollution. That also we are taking steps in Karnataka itself, as Dr. Kumaraswamy told. 1,560 crores are required for taking care of our only small 17 polluted river structures. As Madam Anjana morning she has shown, there are 351 structures throughout in the country, India. So for that we require a lot of resources, and government is planning for that. Over the period of time, we may achieve that. Pollution, that's why it is not only government responsibility, it is individual responsibility also to reduce the pollution. Yes, madam.
The second question, how much waste generated during this COVID surge and how much time is it required for the disposal?
See, as per biomedical waste rules, whatever the waste generated within 48 hours, it should be transferred to respective biomedical waste waste management facility. That we are having in Karnataka, for example, we are having more than 25-26 biomedical waste treatment facilities. Immediately there, the COVID waste is taken separately. It is disinfected and incinerated in 1200 degree temperature through 2-stage incinerators. That is in Karnataka, there is no issue. We are having each and every district is having one facility. In Bangalore, we have 3 facilities. In Mysore, 2 facilities. So they are taking care of that.
So the next question, at the rate of exploitation of resources, when do you think the world will face another situation like what we are right now? Because practically there can be no alternative source of water.
Can you repeat? When we are expecting again?
Exploitation, the rate of exploitation of the resources, when do we think the world will face another situation like what we are facing right now, because there won't be any alternative source of water?
Yeah, we may face if you see history, during 1918, influenza and all attacked the whole world. Now 2019-20 Corona COVID is attacked. So, but this has taken more than 100 years. But this time I think it may come early. So as you have seen in newspaper last week, China has relaxed their birth, this one from one kid a family to 3 kids a family. So population of China may go over a period of time manifolds. So similarly, the population, if the population increases, pollution increases. It is directly proportional. So we may find this difficulty in near term. So we have to take any growth in a sustainable development manner.
The questions are only so much, sir. If anyone is having a doubt, they can ask.
Yes, sir. Yes, please. If they raise their hand, myself, Dr. Nagappa, and Balaji, we will certainly.
Shall I add to your comment, Ramesh sir?
Yes, sir. Please, please.
The questions the participants have raised. One thing is that this development is a continuous process. See, what we have seen, I mean, students who are in their younger ages or our ages, where we have seen that municipal solid waste or solid waste was not at all taken care. Presently, we are able to see that lot of solid waste is taken care at sources. Now itself, from every house, they are segregating it. Similarly, legacy waste, in the name of legacy waste, we are again reusing the old waste and then again retreating it and using it for generating electricity, etc. So similarly, in cement industries, we are sending most of the solid waste and using it as a fuel. So these things, pollution boards are doing a lot of efforts, but however, we are not able to bring this to the public. That is where we are lacking. That's what I feel so. Thank you.
So another one point, sir, because if you told olden days, the lifestyle is different. Now lifestyle is different.
That is also important.
Per capita is too much in urban areas. In olden days, we are like small kids, we are going with a bag only at that time. The concept is there now because they are using paper cloth, no plastic.
Yes, yes. Package material.
Yeah, because of the lifestyle and the technology available, the garbage solid waste per head also increased.
Yes,
yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
agree with you. I agree with you, sir. But what happens is, with the advancement of, pollution advancement, also advancement of science and technology also coming into effect.
And the process
bacterial plastic can eat bacteria, some such things we are finding out. It's a slow process, but yes, we will definitely achieve it.
Yes, sir.
Creating pollution is very easy.
Easy, yes.
Abating pollution is very difficult.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now still Bangalore, they are going for only disposal or landfill, sir. Why still landfill? Because just now I saw an article, presenter, landfill, the all quarries, they're dumping the solid waste. In quarries, any leachate is problem is there, sir? In quarries?
They will pack the leachate cracks and all, they will pack and then they will dump it in that near airport area, near your college and all. They have selected some sites. They have packed properly and they moved it. And that is actually as per municipal solid waste rules, solid waste management rules 2016. Only last rejects, which is not at all treatable, that should go to the dump site. But as Balaji told, that legacy waste and all we are taking back and we are burning it, and one or two plants already approved for Bengaluru for generating of energy, waste to energy.
So what about this vegetable waste from KR market? How you are processing, sir? Actually, now it is coming under state pollution control.
No, there are two categories. No. BBMP is taking care. As you know, more than 20 apartments and 30 apartments, 50 apartments, they are called as bulk generators. So in big apartments, pollution control board has made a mandatory to segregate and treat it by installing organic waste converters or biocomposters and convert that waste into manure or compost and use it for their own garden, or they can sell it. There are agencies. You can if you give me time, I can arrange for one separate lecture on solid waste disposal and management. In that experts can explain. It is an organic waste converter. It is wet waste separate and it is processed to convert as compost. The technology and all we can arrange for a lecture. So more than 1,500 installations are there in Bengaluru. They are all treating. And as you asked about market waste, hotel waste, kitchen waste, hotels and all, some portion is going to piggeries, and vegetables and all separate bulk generators are there. They are taking it and processing near Dodbalapura area and Yelahanka area. There are some separate plants. They compost and use for their own garden. Yes,
in fact, for collecting from market, there's a mafia.
There is a mafia. It is very good business for them.
Whatever cattle field, sir, that is cattle field they are using? No.
Yeah, cattle field as well as for compost also, and also for and also they are making it into
manure.
One lump which can be used for fishery systems.
Okay, sir. We cannot develop any internal combustion fuel, sir, like a pellets, sir?
Yes.
Pellet, like
wet waste. Wet waste is not possible. Only dry waste, RDF, reduced derived fuel, we can convert into pellets and all. That is being done.
This is always only for composite.
Compost and manure.
Any questions from participants?
So there is another question.
Yeah, please.
How can citizen of the country can contribute towards ecosystem restoration at individual level?
Balaji can explain.
Balaji, can I hear it again? I'm not able to clear it.
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat it?
How can citizen of the country can contribip towards ecosystem restoration at individual level?
Why Balaji? Why Balaji? I am telling he is an NGO by himself. He worked a lot in this area. He can explain how the common citizen can work.
See,
Yes,
with regard, I do it right from 20 years. I am doing. I am following it. I always tell everyone around me that if I can do it, you can do it. That is what my principle. So I always tell, because right from that, almost right from 2000 onwards, I am not using any plastic when I go to the market. Number one. Number two, whatever the solid waste liquid is there, I mean, what you call wet waste is there, I am using within my compound. Actually, I don't have a big area, but still I make my own compost and I just go and give it to someone and I use it my plants. This is number two. Number three, most of the plastics I take, sometimes I stitched some bags. Later on, it was not profitable. So actually that bags can be used for 2, 3, even plastic bags. By mistake, if I am not able to take some bag, the same plastic bag, at least 4 to 5 times I use it, and then only I'll put it for the recycling. So this is how, as an individual, what I can contribute is I'll delay the process of sending it to the recyclers, so that you are able to use it for more time. So your burden will be, I mean, individual burden to the environment is reduced.
Sir,
Yeah.
shall I add it, sir? Shall I add
please,
it, sir?
Please add.
Mr. Gaurav Hegde, you can contribute too much in this society. Please don't use two-wheeler to go to the coffee, come into the college. If you avoid that much of air pollution, definitely we are going to contribute towards the ecosystem restoration.
Yeah.
You see, if you go to any colleges, thousands of two-wheelers they are using it. What is the impact of vehicular impact inside the campus? Is anybody has studied?
Yeah, this is a good suggestion. I think college should take up this study.
Definitely, I have suggested to 3-4 colleges. What is the impact of air pollution in your campus itself? More than 2,000, 3,000 vehicles are entering the campus. Please avoid the two-wheelers. Definitely, you are going to contribute to some extent. Don't use the vehicle for the coffee, tea. Use walk as possible as much. This is individual contribution.
Right. Small contribution individually.
Yeah, to add, everything is possible. Water pollution, you can reduce. Your softening plant in your residence that rejects, you can use for your garden or for your washing of vessels, floor cleaning, vehicle wash, like that. Water pollution, air pollution, as Nagappa told. Individually, we can do a lot of wonders. And if you want to join with some societies, there are many agencies, many NGOs. You study that. There are fake NGOs also. You study them, their background. You can add, you can contribute for tree, tree plantation, this, that, and all you can do.
And also he can educate his own streets.
Yeah, awareness.
Educating his family. First he can educate his family to do
sir.
this, what Nagappa sir told and you told.
Yeah.
And Balaji sir told. Again, he can involve adjacent houses, entire street, entire ward. Slowly we have to form a group, like-minded groups.
Yes.
A small contribution. That's it.
Students can do a lot of wonders. Last time, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're true.
Yeah. I heard one foundation, NGOs, they, in the night after 10 o'clock, they went around the entire city, identified who are all sleeping without a single bed sheet. So they listed out and they collected the donations and they personally went and provided the bed sheets to the common people who are sleeping on it is not pollution control. I am just telling you, the Vasan means to serve the society.
Yeah. Correct.
Any other question, madam?
No, sir. That's all about the question.
Yeah, first day the concluding remarks, day 1, day 2, and finally propose vote of thanks.
Yes, sir.
If any no questions.
Sir,
shall we proceed for the vote of thanks?
Hello.
Quiz is posted.
Oh, very good.
Quiz is already posted, sir.
Okay.
Okay, they are writing the quiz, sir.
Okay,
we can conclude or we can wait?
We can conclude, sir.
No,
then.
sir, you can conclude, sir. No issue.
Yeah, I'll thank all the speakers of the today. They've given good very informative materials they're given. And what they justified with the theme of the conference today, we are all celebrating World Environmental Day with the theme. A theme has been justified by all the eminent speakers today and yesterday also. First, let me thank all the speakers because the credit goes to them, their success of this webinar. Therefore, first let me thank on behalf of management of NAGARJUNA group of institutions, and also my own, and also on behalf of Central Pollution Control Board, PRAKRUTHI Institute of Environmental Studies and Eco Green Solutions. I will thanks for your support and spending your valuable time with us for the first 2 days. It is really hands off to all you, sir. And also I will thank all the participants. See, actually the participants are keen interest. Yesterday I got the report that 1,000 viewers in YouTube. Today I think evening I will get from Sanath what is the strength. But there was a good strength. See, they're all interestingly listening and many are actively involving. I saw a few of my students, they are doing a lot of projects in environment. Always there is out of 45 projects, more than the 1/3 of the projects will be environmental engineering. Therefore, I'm very happy about that with the faculty and the students. They're concerned about the society, and we have to take such projects. So generally, the projects selected by the students should be societal concerns only. Then only we can solve all the problems. And I will request the Vidyashri or Rachit just conclude today's activities and propose the vote of thanks. And also, I am wholeheartedly thank Engineer Ramesh Kumar sir and Dr. Kumaraswami sir, and Engineer Srinivas, and also Engineer Suresh sir for supporting in all respect to successful conduct of this seminar, way of conducting webinars. Thank you once again.
Sir, I thank Venkatesh Babu and group, Venkatesh Babu, Sanath Kumar, and Vidyashri group, because they are the prime mover. Ramesh Kumar, I am Ramesh from Nittai Meenakshi.
Oh, namaste, sir. Namaste.
Wonderful work you have done.
Sorry, sir. Most welcome. Sorry, I not
sorry.
I'm very happy, honored to see you on live today. Because very, very happy. Yesterday also there, but
yes,
actually, thank you for your nice words, sir.
No,
please
sir.
go ahead, sir. Please.
You have done 7 to 8 series of webinars. Means it is not very easy joke. That too with professionals of the field and doing and gathering them itself is first difficulty. That Ramesh Kumar might have done, Ramesh Kumar and Kumaraswami might have done. So you have a very good force behind you. Yes, they have done a very wonderful work.
Also, we have signed MOU with them, sir, because now the many students are doing 9 projects, sir. They are doing in NABL accredited lab environmental solutions.
Yeah.
And because the projects also little high end and high instrumentation required with calibrated instrument, it is available with their organization with the nominal charges. We are all enjoying that services of the PRAKRUTHI Institute of Environment.
Ramesh also, they have also signed, sir.
Yes, we are first, sir. I think most probably we were the first to start the MOU with PRAKRUTHI group.
Yes, sir.
I am the first person who started the MOU. Most probably with PRAKRUTHI group, I am the first person to have a MOU. After that, most of the colleges have joined. Most probably it requires more number of people should join to you. So that more work, especially today morning's restoration job. Definitely, it was a wonderful presentation. We can also join there in the lake restoration. Another thing we can make our students also to join such type of work, so that it will be.
And also, I'm happy to share this. Dr. Ramesh was our Board of Studies member at NAGARJUNA College of Engineering Technology. Having a lot of experience in teaching research. I'm very happy to have him in the Board of Studies. Shortly, we are going to conduct one more meeting this year.
Okay, sir. Already inviting. Yes.
A lot of revisions are coming because of some changes we require. Definitely, we'll meet again online only, sir. We'll not discuss in offline.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Venkatesh. Very nicely you have conducted. Sanath and Vidyashri, very nice. Sanath. Very nice. You joined. Very happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Continue to do good things to the college. That is what my request.
Thank him also.
Yes.
We have Dr. Nakul with us. Sir, any comments from Dr. Nakul? Any improvements you please suggest?
Sir, it was a wonderful session, sir. Informative session. I thoroughly enjoyed all of the session, especially the first introduction part where you introduced us to the Central Pollution Control Board, their initiatives and Pragati Institute of Environmental Studies and their outreach efforts, we are motivated. We also want to reach out to these organizations with our students and try to do some conservation efforts for the environment.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is definitely an eye-opener and a wonderful workshop, and I'm sure many participants had to gain valuable experience and insights from it. Sir. Continue the good efforts, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to be part of the event. Thank you,
Ramesh
sir.
PS. Dr.
Keep
Ramesh?
it up, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm audible. Ramesh PS?
Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, please.
I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, it's a very good actually talks which has been given by all the three members, and it is needed as on today, because everyone is thinking that we can reduce the lakes and we can go ahead with the concrete jungle, but it is not true. But we require essentially the water bodies, very highly we require the water bodies. And also we need to make sure that very clearly there must be a law which has to be abided by each and everyone. But still, a lot of engineers only not following the rules of environment. That has to be come to the publicly. It has to made truly the answer. That's the only my idea from Prakruthi. It can be taken to the pollution control board, and then they can do that, I believe.
Sir, there are laws, sir, but laws implementation, if you go stricter sense, everyone should be punished. So that's why pollution control board is going in a soft petrol manner. We give several opportunities to rectify themselves, and then we will prosecute them. In my case, when I was officer in pollution control board, a judgment has come. Managing director of a company has been punished for 2 years imprisonment.
Oh, good, sir. Nice.
He was worth of more than 100-200 crores. So it was come in a big way. So what happens? Then they will approach higher courts. As you know, the Vijay Mallya, all these things, something in the similar manner, court takes a lot of time. So it is individual responsibility and individual awareness. And we have to put our efforts. Nearby areas improvement, nearby lakes. Dodbalapur area, 5 lakes have been rejuvenated. BBMP has rejuvenated more than 60 lakes in Bengaluru. Subsequently, maintenance, again, it is a problem. So these things we have to take care.
Sir, actually, enacting law is easy. It's not a problem. But implementing is a problem, because you just see, you keep, wearing a helmet. It's a simple thing. How many people are knowing, they think that law is against them.
Yes.
When the police catches him and says, why don't you put a helmet? He thinks, no, it is disturbing me. They never think for their own benefit. It is similarly, every law is like that.
Sir, one more thing I would like to add up, because I'm also a consultant. Many a times we say to the engineers to have the rainwater harvesting in their houses very clearly. But the BBMP engineers only, they are making a mess, stating that if you make that, the foundations will become weak, so settlement will take place and all that in the mountain, which is not true.
Yeah, you are right, sir.
So such things has to be made as a strict vigilant laws or something on that issues.
That those things we have to bring it to their higher ups. There are a lot of repercussions. Those things, we have to. If everyone is ready to face, then you can go to any extent. That is the problem, sir.
Sir, one more question I wanted to ask is, nowadays in every lakes they are using small pellets, which is not chemical, but made up of with respect to this flowers, dry flower are like that. They are taking the pellets. Will it really absorb the biological oxygen rather than not biological chemicals, which is present in the polluted water?
Dr. Nagappa, can you brief?
Sir, if it is a leaf or anything, if it is decaying in the lake, definitely it is going to absorb the oxygen present in the water body. But some plants are there, they are going, live plants, not dead plants.
No, I'm asking with respect to the dead plants, because there are some agencies that are telling that this we can convert. One is the best example is nothing but is Sevantige Hua. They're making that on that some this one dried one and making a flocks-like structure and put it into the water. They say it is absorbing.
Sir, any organic matter definitely when it is coming into contact with water, it is going to decay. You are adding the pollution to the lake only. It is not at all solving any problem.
Dr. Nagappa, what he is telling, just like a polyelectrolyte, their extract of that flower, they want to add to reduce the pollution.
Sir, it is an organic matter. Definitely it is going to decay in the water. It is going to consume oxygen in the lake.
My answer to that is, it is not absorbing. There's a difference between absorbing and absorbing. It is only absorbing. So absorbing is a temporary phenomenon.
Yes.
So after a certain time, it may give it back. So that is where we have to be very clear.
Sir, even after absorption, it is going to decay in the water. Nobody is going to remove that one, sir. It is as long as it stay in the water contact, definitely it is going to degrade. It is going during the degradation process, it is going to take the oxygen present in the lake, and also it becomes organic matter to the lake only. It is not at all advisable, sir. It is not at all advisable.
Next, one small question is there, sir. Any lake is there which is contaminated, means to say that how much area of the soil surrounding to this lake will be contaminated?
Sir, it depends on the
consultant.
It is depending on hydrogeological condition of that area, rocky strata, all the soil. If it is in Mangaluru, would be because of that rocky, what do you call laterite soil. It percolates and immediately your neighbor well will have pollution. Like that in Bengaluru also, that may vary. In, for example, we made some studies in again in your area, God's Federal Mughal chromium contamination. It was spread about 8 square kilometers. In Gemini distilleries, Mysore, it was spread about 4 kilometers because there was a big dike, rocky strata. It obstructed entire flow and it became like a lagoon inside the soil, I mean underneath of the ground. So even our Pina is contaminated area because of heavy metal, copper and cadmium. So that is all confined. So we got it done by NGRI, Hyderabad, Rock Mechanics, Kolar, all those people, they came and studied that. In depending on that, they give remediation also. It is a big subject, as you know, sir.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
I wish to hear from a few students because you are all enjoyed 2 days. Likit Gowda?
Yeah.
Abhi Kumari? Lakshmi?
Anybody can from student community.
Manoj Kumar?
Rambi?
Prithvi.
Sharmila from Mysore. Okay. Sharmila, I am audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah, please.
I'm happy to see you. You are in there. Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, I think Mysore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please, I need your feedback.
Actually, even I am from background, my basic BA degree and MTech is from civil environment engineering, but I am in civil engineering department. And from past 14 years, I am concentrating on teaching environmental subjects. I'm very happy to attend this type of session because as all of you are aware that in many of the colleges in the decades back, there were many colleges which used to opt environment engineering, but there are hardly few colleges which have environment engineering now. But for that, I'm feeling really bad, even though the requirement of environment engineers are very high. But nowadays, because of many requirements, maybe the thinking of maybe I don't know who. So many engineering colleges, they have closed environment engineering. But being an environment engineer, I feel really good to attend this type of session and also to increase my knowledge. Because many of the webinars, which usually they concentrate or other than environment engineering topics. So I don't want to miss this type of topics so that it can refresh my knowledge also. And I want to increase my knowledge by attending such type of webinars. And from 2 days, actually, when I attended the quiz and I attended all the sessions, And I'm very happy that somewhere I connected again with the environment engineering concept to increase my knowledge. Thank you so much, organizers, for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, near
Thank you,
Vidyavarta College.
Madam, feedback. Please convey my regards to Professor Dayanand, they were principal also. You were principal also from environmental background, I think.
No, sir. He is from mechanical engineering, Dr. B. Sadashiva.
Oh, now change.
Dayanand, sir, he is from environment engineering, sir.
Yeah, I know, Dr. Ramraj. Thank you, madam. Thank you for feedback. One or
Thank
two
you,
students I wish to hear. Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Cannot they writing examination?
Yes, sir. Sir?
Yeah.
Anyone
Ravichandra?
from?
Mr. Ravichandra? Mr. Ravichandra?
He is a professor, I think. Ravichandra Honnali.
Somebody called Ravichandra Honnali. I'm audible, Ravichandra, Mr.
Yeah.
They are all busy with quiz.
Okay.
Maybe, sir.
Yeah.
Almost it is ended. The quiz is ended. They have to submit. That's it.
Okay.
Any of the students can hear, please respond.
One or two at least.
Yeah, you can ask your queries. Anyone can ask. At least
Not
one
only
of you.
queries, you can suggest whether this type of workshop is useful. Can we conduct some more workshops?
It will motivate us to conduct some more.
Yes,
more.
sir.
Yes, that is the reason why I'm getting feedback from the participants, how much it is useful to them.
Sir, Bhavna CV here.
Yeah, please.
Bhavna, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm a student of Jyoti Institute of Technology. I completed my BTech in dairy technology. Now I joined there for MTech in food technology. Yeah, sir. This session was totally breathtaking session. It was really wonderful. That Kumaraswami sir's presentation was ultimate.
Yeah, thank you, Bhavna, for your feedback.
Personal thanks to Mr. Nagappa, sir. Through this, sir, I joined this session yesterday.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anyone from the participants? Hello. Anyone wish to give feedback? Shashank?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please.
So it is Rambi Kumari from Civil Fourth.
Please introduce yourself first, then only we'll know who is giving feedback.
Yeah. Sir, here Rambi Kumari from Civil, 4th sem student from NAGARJUNA College of Engineering and Technology. We are very great to having to hear you, sir, and all the sir which are giving the presentation. I am the very beginner student because this year I only joined in the department. So it is very pleasure for us students that we are here and we are learn something environmental engineering. In this sem we have also environmental engineering subject and we learn so many things from you, sir. And one more thing, the presentation was superb and we have learned about so many things from you, sir. Thank you for organizing this type of webinar. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Kumari, for your feedback. Anybody from third year? Gowda?
Harika, please, somewhere one person is there. Harika, she can unmute and she can speak.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Harika. I work in an environmental testing laboratory, which is set up in Ballari. I've done my MTech in environmental from Bangalore University. This 2 days was really very informative, very knowledgeable, and Balaji sir told a lot of information about the sampling, and Nagappa sir told how to cross-verify our results. Everything was very informative, and Anjana madam's restoration of water bodies. Everything was very informative. So thank you so much for conducting this. We will be waiting and we'll be eagerly waiting to join some more sessions like this.
Thank you, Harika madam, for your nice feedback. Thank you very much. See, we are all creating a data bank where all your names will be there. Whenever we are doing program and collaborations, definitely we'll pass the message, the webinar details. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone, students? Or any participant? Okay, any participant.
Rishi Chaturvedi has put some questions. Is there any questions, sir? Rishi Chaturvedi?
Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
No, sir, it is fine. It was a wonderful presentation. Though I'm not from health and environment background, I'm a health and safety practitioner here in Dubai.
Calling from which place, sir?
Oh, wonderful.
I am from Dubai, sir.
Oh.
Since I used to reside here, I am working here. And I was since morning and yesterday also, I was just looking after the presentation and everything. It was wonderful, sir. Many things to learn from you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for participating.
Next. Likith. Lakshmi.
Yes, sir. Very informative
Please,
session.
Lakshmi, please go ahead.
I'm Lakshmi from 6th. I'm studying 6th semester in NAGARJUNA college. Yesterday and today's webinar was very informative. We have learned many things, sir.
What is your project? You are going to finalize environmental or structures or concrete after 2 days lecture?
Of structures.
Structures.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I hope all are given. Now I request the coordinator to conclude this. And also on this occasion, I thank all the coordinator, Mr. Sanat Kumar and Vidyashri and Rachit. Excellent coordination, technical coordination, even anchoring. I'll thank you once again to all of you, my dear participants and all my respected speakers and honorable supporting and respected organizations supported. Thank you once again to all of you. I request Rachit to conclude. Rachit?
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And
Kumar,
and Kumaraswami sir sends his regret that he had to leave the session early and rush through his slides because he had another session.
Okay.
And and
Please,
thank you.
Conclude 2 days activities, and when you are going to announce the quiz, that you can make announcement. How the chairman sir?
Yeah, within.
What about that?
Yeah, within 2-3 days we can announce, and we will individually we can communicate to the prize winners. We myself and CPCB and your team will sit together and we will close and we will finalize, and individually we will communicate and send the prizes and all. Yes, sir. Thank you. I thank Central Pollution Control Board and NAGARJUNA College of Engineering, and especially Venkatesh Babu sir for conducting this wonderful webinar. And I thank Sanat, Vidyashri and Rachit also for coordinating and conducting in a smooth way. Thank you. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, Nagappa and Radheshyam Balaji, the wonderful lecture from their end and participating with us for all sessions.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. You have given me an opportunity. It is my duty to convey my things to the students. That's why it is really good. Really, I enjoyed. A lot of students and private laboratories and engineering colleges joined. Really, it is good, sir. Thank you once again to NAGARJUNA College, CPCB and PRAKRUTHI, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you from my side also. It is actually, we have all experiences, all of us have experiences and retired. So at least it is an opportunity for us to share our experiences, because it is our experiences. Maybe we may be on the positive side or negative side. Our experiences sometimes may not be 100% correct also. So, but still we are able to express ourselves because fearlessly. That I mean to say, fearlessly we can express it. So we are really able to share our knowledge. Thanks to Dr. Venkatesh Babu sir and Ramesh Kumar, and PRAKRUTHI Institute and NAGARJUNA College and all other the three conveners. I am really thankful to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time and information.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Now for the highlights, like for the past 2 days, we have had multiple webinars where we talked about what is environment, we talked about how to do sampling, what is the methodology and everything, and then Dr. Nagappa sir explained how to analyze the reports and then how to utilize all the information provided in the report and then see how it is genuine or not genuine and all those things on June 4th. And on June 5th, we had multiple speakers such as Srimati Anjana Kumari V and Srimati Selvi PK and Shri Dr. Kumaraswami sir, who all spoke about ecosystem and then how to restore water bodies and then how to restore the land and from its degradation. Everything was well presented, well said, and then they gave us very useful information to help us understand how this ecosystem works and why we need to protect the environment and why we need to save the environment and not destroy it, and at least try to control the destruction done by the human activities to the environment and ecosystem. So with all this, we can say that it's a very well presented, and all this was thanks to NAGARJUNA College of Engineering for hosting it, and in association with PRAKRUTHI Institute for providing us with the valuable information and speakers, and CPCB for making your time in your valuable providing us with your valuable time and then effort to give us the knowledge which we actually needed, and then it was in a time of need. We actually needed all this information because it's a very important topic in today's generation, where industrialization is very fast growing and pollution is also fast growing along with industrialization. And yes, and I thank to all the eminent speakers of the Central Pollution Control Board and PRAKRUTHI Institute of Environmental Studies for providing such things. And I thank the management of NAGARJUNA College for helping us organize and host this event. And I thank Dr. D.L. Venkatesh Babu sir for giving his cooperation and then encouraging us in organizing these workshops and webinars in a series. And I thank all the dignitaries who attended, all the professors from various colleges, and all the industrialists and students from all over India. Thank you very much for participating in this webinar and making it a grand success.
Yeah,
thank you,
Rachit. Thank you once again to all of you. I think we're all waiting for the results. Definitely we can post through mail also. All the participants, we are going to share the information, the quiz results. I think that will be taken day 1, day 2. We can shortlist first, second, third, 6 members, or depending upon the committee decision, we will communicate overall got the prizes also. We'll inform through your result, and also please give the feedback forms to get your certificate of participation. Thank you once again to all of you.
Thank you,
Sanat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, Sanat,
Sir.
Whether you have anything to say, participants?
No, sir. No, sir. Attendance, it has posted already that they can give. It is considered as a feedback.
Okay.
Okay. Then this already we have the result, but it has to be approved by the committee, and then we can announce, sir.
Yeah. We will discuss and finalize.
Yes,
sir. A few
you please share to the engineer Ramesh sir. Finally, they will take a call.
Yes.
All the results of the students, participants.
Yes,
total.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will share, sir.
Sanat sir, I received a few mails saying that they want the quiz via email. Is it possible, sir?
What?
They wanted the quiz link via email, sir. Is it possible to provide?
No. Quiz is already over.
Quiz is already over.
I received a few emails saying that they couldn't receive it in YouTube, so they wanted on email.
No, sir. No, sir. We can't give.
Okay.
The only yesterday
time is time. We cannot conduct 2 times. It is over. Next time we'll think of different option how we can conduct it.
No,
Yes.
sir. Received in the actually YouTube. They know how. They don't know how to use it. They have to copy paste it in the that link. Then only it will open. So some might have faced the problem of those problems. You posted everywhere, sir.
Next time we'll take more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Only that much. Thank you for everyone participating in the webinar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all
I will
for
close the
successful
live.
conduction of the webinar today. On account of World Environment Day, thank you all.